but we got smacked, but we got smacked, but we got smacked, but we got smacked, but we got smashed, bro.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go!
What's up? It's your boy Lover here back with another Live and Lover Gamers podcast. This is episode 389. And we all in your internet streets, all in your internet ear. What's up, people? K-Bomb, Keep Noise. What's good? Yeah, man, yeah. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Hey, man. No need for new hardware? We got to talk about that. Elden Ring, not running well on the Switch. We're going to talk about these creators and different ones cherry pick what they choose to talk about. EA, 2K, NBA, NCAA basketball exclusive fights. Gotta talk about that. Is Nintendo mishandling Metroid Prime 4? Keith, where the game at, bro? Where's it at? Where's the game at, bro? What's going on here? What's up, Nia? So we got a little bit to talk about. I got a few family members in his house. So I'm gonna run upstairs for a second. I'm gonna let my partners hold it down for me. Comic Book Crunch, what's up? But welcome. Get the word out. We up in here. Yeah. A lot to talk about. Yeah. Let's go. Y'all quiet. What's up, people? Well, it's on y'all. Keith, K-Bomb, y'all got the floor. Give me about 5-6 minutes. I ain't throwing no jack. Wait a minute. Hold up. What I just walk in on? Keep me up. All right, talk now. My bad.
Okay, testing. Please let us know if
Can
y'all
you
can hear
guys
us.
hear us now? Can you hear us? Let us know in the comment section if you can hear us. Level is here now.
Oh
Let us
man, I
know.
hope y'all ain't been talking for 7 minutes and ain't been heard.
Yep.
Yep, we've been
Yep.
talking the whole 7 minutes.
Oh my God. So
Yeah.
y'all gotta start over. Y'all gotta start over. Go ahead.
Yep.
It ain't gonna sound as natural.
Nah, it ain't gonna be right. We can continue if you ready to go. We can just go ahead and go into it.
No, but Keith trying to say, no, man, Keith the one be throwing the halos. I be like, God, can I just put something out here and it just keep just be undercutting me? I'm like, man, my knees hurt, man, tripping me and
All right, so
everything.
what we were saying was K Bum has been busy with work. He been in meetings after meetings after meetings. I low key been in meetings too, but I be drifting.
Mm.
But in the chat, me and Level be going back and forth, and I'm like, Level keep fighting me. Where's K-Bone? I need some help. He in there fighting me. I can't do nothing. He throwing haymakers and all this other stuff. So I'm in there fighting Level by myself.
I,
K-Bone busy.
I can't help.
so y'all trying to say I'm Thanos, huh? What y'all trying? Y'all need the Avengers on
Yeah,
a brother?
Well,
yeah,
we couldn't be
yeah.
heard until you came back. So
So you did snap my words out of existence.
Man. So I apologize, Chad. I'm trying to accommodate two situations at the same time. Had some family come in from Chicago unexpectedly, so I'm trying to be, hospitable and with my family and be here for you guys. So apologize. Leave Keith alone. What about K-Bone?
What about K-Bone? I ain't been doing nothing. I've been chilling.
K-Bone come in hitting hard when he come in. But
I
anyway,
didn't hit hard. I don't swing. I'm too busy to swing. I'm
well,
throwing
welcome to the
lollipops out
show.
there.
Let's go into what you've been gaming on, and we get this thing started. Let's go. Yeah. You know what time it is? It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on. Let me give myself a slap yourself. I thought I had everything ready to go. Well, y'all couldn't hear my guys, man. And y'all missed a moment. That's on me. So periodically, I'm going to step away here and there, so I'm going to let them hold things down while I'm trying to accommodate. So who want to go first?
I can go. I can go first.
Okay, go ahead.
all right.
That's cool. So what I've been gaming on is at this point, I think it's kind of the usual, which is man, they didn't change the logo for that. That's trash. Which is college football. I'm working on my third season, trying to get. I'm undefeated going into the conference championship, trying to get myself ready for another national championship. I recruited a bunch of 5-stars, so we are looking good this season. The defense not as good as it was last year, but we're holding it down with this undefeated record. And we're going to play Florida for the SEC National Championship. So that's why I've been gaming on that aspect. Still playing Rivals, so still enjoying myself with Rivals. So the homies haven't really been on this week, and I really haven't had too much to play this week. Time to play, but every now and then still getting in with some Rivals. Still every now and then playing not 2K, playing Madden, getting ready for the season. I'm gonna hold off until the season starts before I actually start my dynasty. So I'm gonna wait for the season so I can make sure I have day one rosters when I start. I think I got me a team I'm gonna rock with. I think I'm gonna rock with the New York Jets. That's my squad for my dynasty. I do like Fields having a fast quarterback, and I want to revigorate his career as a quarterback, trying to take him to the Super Bowl, and then. Lastly, it's not what I'm playing on, what I have played on, what I'm about to play on in a day. NBA 2K26 comes out tomorrow for early access. So I will be on with the homies whenever it drops. Trying to get my build in, giving 2K all this extra money because they charge you so much for VC to get your player right. So that's annoying, but you got to do what you got to do if you want to be able to play it on day one. They know it. They know you're going to spend the extra money, and they gouge you for every single cent. So I'll be playing that on tomorrow, and I'll have an update about 2K26 by the next time we have the podcast.
Okay.
Switch 2?
Excuse me, sir?
I said that's on the Switch 2?
That's not what you said. It could not have been what you have said to me.
Switch 2, where are you?
With the fooling, it is upstairs. It has not been played in a good little minute, but it'll get his chance. It'll get his chance. He'll be back.
Welcome to the show, Dark Sun Rider. And let me see who else in there. Okay, that's it. All right, Mr. Norris, your floor, sir.
Yes, sir. So I've been playing on The Tourist. And funny enough, that's the game made by Shannon. They just announced like a Tourist Deluxe. I don't know the official name. It's like
Deluxe.
But I'm hoping it's like a basically it's a Switch 2 version coming out. And it has actually I think it's coming out to everything, and it has like some extra islands and stuff like that, or tourist spot rather, that you can visit. But I'm like, yo, I just bought the game. I hope they had like an upgrade path or something like that. But can't wait to play that. But yeah, I've been playing The Tourist. Been playing State of Mind. Actually, me and Nia have been playing that together.
What is that?
State of Mind is a how do you describe it? It's like a story-based driven game where you have to choose things to say, and it's not like an action game or anything like that. And it's also not like Emio, but it is like Emio, except you're actually controlling the character. But it's one of those narrative type games. It's pretty cool right now. Actually, I don't know if anybody's going to play the game, but right now we get into the heart of it. His wife ain't around, and we trying to figure out what's going on, where she at. You know what I'm saying? So that's State of Mind. I started playing Chibi Robo. That's on the NSO GameCube. Interesting game. I missed that when it came out on the GameCube originally. I probably won't play through it, but it's charming. It's a very interesting game. Where you have to basically you're a little robot, and you have to go around and making these humans happy in this particular household in the area that I'm started in. And basically they just had a party for their daughter, and you're going around cleaning up the house. And moving the character, you lose energy, so you have to plug him into a wall socket, recharge, and then you go back out to cleaning or whatever, and then I guess they wake up and they're happy. But I never got that far. And the last thing I've been playing on the Switch 2 is Hollow Knight. I was just really just trying to see if my save was still there, and then yeah, I just want to see if my save was there. I didn't really play the game. On PC, what have I been playing? Played nothing on Steam, but I think I told you guys that I went ahead and got my Game Pass back. So now I'm Game Pass down, right?
For what game did you get your Game Pass back for?
Nothing in particular. I just decided to get it back. There were several things in my queue or whatnot that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get it. So I think the first game I played, which is a very hefty game, was Indiana Jones. Now, I'm not into those immersive sims like that, so I went ahead and deleted the game. Not because I think it's bad, but
Uh,
it's just not my type of game. But I will say, I will say
he
it's a very
said, "No way."
yeah. I'm not doing it. I'm not investing. But it is a very very beautiful game. Uh, who was it?
Okay.
Machine Games. They did a very good job on the visuals on this game. It looks very good. I just don't like that gameplay. I would have preferred something else. And after playing it, I can definitely say, yeah, I'm not a fan. I did
Well,
download.
what about the combat? You get a chance to dive into the combat of it.
Yeah. So I was just punching this tall dude, this big I don't know, giant looking guy, and I was punching and fighting him. But you were meant to lose that battle. It wasn't a battle you were supposed to win. It was just weird. Is that me? Am I in the
No, you
background?
good. You good.
Okay. Gears of War Reloaded. I went ahead and re-downloaded that.
What? Keep
Yeah.
it
Well, I'm sorry. I'm
gaming.
sorry. I'm sorry. I had Gears of War Ultimate, but I automatically get Gears of War Reloaded. I downloaded it, played like a snippet of it. I didn't play much of it. Played a snippet of it, and then I hadn't played it since. And the last game that I'm going to talk about is South of Midnight. I did get a chance to play
Hold
that.
up.
This brother
Okay.
been playing some games, bro.
Not really. I've been sampling games. Ain't that what Game Pass is for? Sample games.
Your little buffet of games.
Yeah, a little buffet of games. You know. Oh, I got one more. Okay, but let me talk about South of Midnight.
Thank
South of
you.
Midnight, third person adventure game. Um, Very cool. I like the visuals. I'm curious to see where this story is gonna go. I like the main character. I like her mom. I like how everything is unraveling and how she's getting her powers, and she's learning how to use her powers by learning from her ancestors. I thought that was a nice little touch. I remember when we first saw this game, they had the stop motion or stop whatever. I think it's called stop motion or whatever.
Yeah,
That didn't bother me. It
it
didn't.
doesn't.
It didn't.
Okay.
No, it doesn't bother me. I don't even think it's that strong. They may have dialed it back, or maybe it's a setting, but I really didn't even notice it. Right now, I'm talking to, and I think this character was in the demo, so I don't think it's a spoiler. But I'm talking to this catfish, and he's telling
Catfish.
me, yeah,
Nuggets.
it's a catfish, and I'm talking to, I'm talking to this catfish, and he's telling me where to go. So that's where I'm at with that game. Interesting about
Okay.
this game, and I put this in the chat, but I think level you missed it, and K-Bone you were too busy. Something that I noticed about our, our
You
gaming
sure I
industry.
missed it? You sure I missed it?
I don't think you heard it because I talked about this game, and I talked about
David X.
the character. I talked about the character and how she's mixed. Did y'all know that?
Which character?
This is in
Uh,
what game is this in?
South of Midnight.
No, I didn't know
Yeah,
she
the
was
main
mixed.
character.
She
The
missed with
main
what?
character is white and black.
She don't
And,
look.
and I don't want to make this a talking point, but I just want to point this out that like I've been noticing that, and I think the girl from Forsaken or
She
for
was mixed
excuse me,
too.
Forspoken,
mixed,
I
yeah.
believe she's mixed.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, Lincoln Clay from what's those games? Um, mm, what's those games? Hold on, I got it right here. Mafia. I think it's Mafia 3. He's
Oh,
mixed,
no.
and of course we
Mafia
know,
Kid, 3 Kid. Okay.
yeah, Mafia 3. He's mixed, and then Miles Morales is also mixed,
Mixed,
obviously.
right.
And I just noticed, I was like,
Yeah.
man, we can't get two black parents in the household. Like, what's going on? But that was just something that I thought about when I was
Mm,
playing this game. It's not a deterrent.
understand.
I'm gonna.
Interesting. That's a
It's
good
And
it's,
it's,
topic.
it's interesting. Hey, hey.
Are they being uh disparaging to the black household? Is that what's going on here?
Just saying.
hmm.
Is the father black, mother black? Which one is it?
On South the Midnight,
Yeah.
the mother's black. Oh, she chocolate too. Oh,
Oh,
she
the
chocolate.
mother is black.
Oh yeah, she's chocolate. Um, the last game before I pass it on the level, hurdling. Remember that game from the the indie showcase on the Nintendo indie showcase?
Herding.
That's
Herding.
hurdling.
It sounds like you
Hurdling.
said hurdling, like track. Hurdling.
Yeah.
Hurdling.
Yeah. So you're supposed to be
The game you're hurting things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're literally herding things across something. And yeah,
Sound like sleepy gameplay to me.
Yeah,
I went ahead and deleted it.
Snorville right there.
I went ahead and deleted it. It says it's only about 3 hours, but I went ahead and deleted it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not finna.
You're not feeling it?
I ain't heard nothing. I'm not hearing nothing. I'm good.
You're not feeling it, bro?
Wait a minute, I got
I'm
something
not-
caught in my
Hey.
throat.
I'm so glad I didn't spend $20 on that game. It is chill, Dark Sun. It is chill, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm just not in the mood for that.
Hurdling.
Hurting. Yeah.
Okay, let me see. So Dark Sun Rider said, I've been playing Shadow Labyrinth, Lost in Random, The Eternal, is that Dial or Die? The Eternal Die? Is that what that said?
Eternal Die.
Okay. They Drive and Drag and Drive, still playing Splatoon 3 and Fortnite. Maddie Jazz says, I've been playing Lunar Remastered Collection and is it Trials or Tales? Is that Trials? It's so small on my screen. Trails of the Sky. First chapter demo for the Switch. Nia says, I understand why people like Chibi Robo. Nia, we want to know what you've been gaming on, man. Get with the program, man.
Chibi Robo.
Let me see. Dark Sun Rider said, Keith, I hope you finish South of Midnight. I really enjoyed that one. I hope that comes to the Switch too. Anyway, so level, anytime a game doesn't have a sword, you're right. A sword, or I can't jump, scoot, hip. Well, you can jump in Chibi Robo. I made sure. Nia, why you trying to belittle me in my gaming habits? Man, I would play Chibi Robo. I just haven't. I don't have. I got online. I just don't have the expanded pack no more. I just got online, so I'm trying to ball with a budget. So I want to play on my. I want to get online when I want to play, but I don't have all the access to all the different higher tiers. I get that later on this year. I upgrade. But anyway, what have I been gaming on? So I've been gaming on the usuals. WWE 2K25. See, that has no sword, Nia. WWE don't have any swords. Well, they got chairs. I guess you can say chairs and what are them little Kango sticks, trash cans. So I guess you can still say it's some to swing in there. I'm really enjoying WWE 2K25. Man, I really enjoyed it. I got it in. And one thing is I'm learning is, like, if you try to fight Roman Reigns with a lower tier fighter, it's dang near impossible to beat him. Like, I beat Roman Reigns for almost 5-6 minutes straight. Just beat him to a pulp. Every time I tried to pin him, would not happen. He did his one Gatling gun punch, whatever that is, and I'm out. And I can't get up. I can't push out nothing. And I fought him like 5 times last night. Like, I'm going to beat this dude. I can beat you. One time I counted all his moves. Literally, that match lasted almost 20 minutes. And it did not matter. I could not pin him. And I like that because it really shows how formidable, Roman Reigns is. He has like this. And Hogan is the same way. Hogan has these where you just can't beat him. I like it. So I've been playing that. I've been playing Madden 26 on the Switch too. And I'm going to say I'm liking Madden on the Switch too. It's not, I'm pretty sure it's not PlayStation 5 or anything close to that, but it's serviceable. I can get it in. I'm getting accustomed to some of the, drawbacks between this version and the other. I'm getting accustomed to it. It feels good. So I've been playing that. I didn't play a whole lot this week. I downloaded Damon X. Is it Machina? Is that how you say it? Machina?
Sounds about right.
that game is not what they built it to be. I'm sorry. It doesn't. It plays fine. It looks horrible. Keith, didn't you say you downloaded that game?
Yep.
On what system? On Switch 2 or on Steam?
Both.
Do they look bad on both?
No, I don't think they look bad on either, but obviously the Steam one looks better.
Man, I don't know. For me, it looked grainy. It looked grainy. What's up, Kawan? It looked grainy to me, but I deleted it because it was like 23 gigs. I may go back up and download it again.
Try it on the PS5.
Man, I haven't turned my PS5 on in about 4.5 weeks. I'm looking at it. It's like you have forgot all about me. I really have. I'm not. I apologize. We shall make up soon. I'm sorry. I'm looking at it. It's just the convenience of the Switch 2. I'm sorry, man. If I could port you to the room and lay in the bed and play, I would. But I don't want a portal. Don't look at me like that. Stop looking at me like that. I apologize. I know you over there. But anyway, I haven't turned on my PlayStation 5 in probably about a month and a half. I need to get back on Split Fiction. Everything I got on that PlayStation 5, I need to get back on it. But I can go upstairs, wherever my mom in the front or wherever. I can undock, keep playing in the bedroom, keep playing and experiences. I'm like, man, this is good. What's up, Dark 310? 301, Hey, bro. I've been checking out your channel, man. You making some good content over there. Y'all need to go follow Dark 301. Man, he got some good content on his channel, man. Good topics. Remind me of myself back in the day, man. Remind me of me back in the day. I mean, I was sitting there like, hey, get it. That's what I'm talking about. What you talking about, Keith? Can I just give his brother some love over here? But no, man, welcome to the show, bro. He good. He good at what he do. He had my attention. I was watching. I just going back and forth like, man, it's going to be a whole smorgasbord of Dark 301 today. So, yeah, man, your stuff is good, bro. I enjoy you. So Keith, I think
that boy good. That boy good.
Man, I was about to say that, Keith. Dang it. I was waiting for a window. I was waiting for a level to shut up so I can say it.
Hey, so I can shut up.
So I can say it. I was waiting for my opportunity. You stole it. That boy good.
Carlos Hill, what's up, man? So let me get to my final thoughts because I got to run back up here again. So I'm going to leave the floor to you guys in a second and come back. So a thing happened yesterday. Shouts out to Keith, Mr. Keith Lord. Even though me and Keith be going back, see, Keith done traded spaces with K-Bun. We be going at it all day. Like for the last month, it's been me and Keith. K-Bum ain't nowhere in sight. I'm like, what is going on? When did me and Keith start locking horns in the chat? Like, we going at it like long lost brothers. Like, what is going up? This is my toy. Like, give it here. Stop taking my stuff out of my bathroom. But anyway, so I'm sitting up here. But see, that's how we are, man. We can get it in the chat, and it's still going to be, it's just love. It's just fun. We be all day at work. I'm like, is he getting anything done? Because I sure ain't. But anyway, and I be, hey, K-Bub, I had to record my stuff over like 3 times because I be like, my tone too strong. You don't think I'm really mad? I'm just bashing. So I just keep on erasing and recording because I'm like, I'm trying to say it, but I'm too hyped. So my tone come off aggressive. I was like, I got to get my tone right. But anyway, he said level. In the chat, he sent something that was on sale. He said, "Man, you should try this out."
Okay, I did see that. And
I was like, "I don't think it's going to work." He said, "I think it will, man. Just do it." So, y'all know back when Hogwarts Legacy came out originally on the Switch 2. if you had the original Switch version, you could get the Switch 2 version for $10, right? So
The upgrade.
the
right.
upgrade was really not an upgrade. It's really just a Switch 2 version. They just let you buy the Switch 2 version for $10 if you got the Switch version.
Makes sense.
So I didn't think they was going to be doing it more. Right now, Hogwarts Legacy on the Switch 2 is $40-something bucks. But Hogwarts Legacy on Switch 1 is on sale for $11.99. So Keith was like, Level, you need to buy on the Switch and then upgrade for $10 on the Switch 2. And you got Hogwarts for pretty much $22. I was like, Keith, they not doing that. They not going to let me do that. Bro, they that stupid. Nintendo greedy right now. They ain't going to let that happen. He's like, Level, all you got to have is a game on your system, and it's going to allow you to
All you got to do is.
So I'm like, Keith, I don't want to buy this game. And they removed that opportunity, and I'm stuck with the Switch 1 version that I would never play. I don't want it for $11. So he's like, I think it's still working, bro. You might as well try it. I was like, you know what? I don't have nothing to play right now. I'm playing Madden. I'm playing WWE, which, I mean, I'm having fun playing it, but I want something story-driven until Nintendo decides to show us Metro Prime 4, but we'll get there. So I was like, you know what? Let me try it. At least if it's, I don't want to miss this window and then end up not being able to get it. And I could have got it. So I was like, okay, let's see. So I went on and got me some eShop currency, and I bought the game for $11.99 on the Nintendo Switch. And I went over to the Nintendo Switch 2, and lo and behold, literally seconds later, it said $10. I'm like, Nintendo, how stupid are y'all? Y'all just letting
Houseway.
Y'all just giving away a Hogwarts. Like, take this game. So anyway, I got the game. If y'all, hey, right now, take advantage while the advantage is possible. Hogwarts is on sale for $11.99 on the Switch. Buy it on the Switch. You can upgrade and get the Switch 2 version for $10 and save you $22 from buying the actual Switch 2 version outright. Dope. Thank you, Keith.
$41 right now.
Shouts out to Keith. Mr.
Cheers, Mike.
Hustle man himself. So anyway, I played it today when I got home from work. Man, my AC capacitor went out on my AC unit. Like I'm like, man, why is it getting hot in here?
Oh man.
Yeah, I got to get that fixed. So all kind of stuff happened today. It seized up. Yeah, so I'm playing it, and I'm enjoying it. Very well.
Sounds like a blessed one.
It's very well acted, and I like the combat. I haven't gotten far in it. It just don't hit me right visually. I don't like how it looks. It looks good and bad at the same time. It's weird. And that's how Daemon X Machina was looking. It looks good, yet bad. Like what? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Keith, does the game look good to you on the Switch 2?
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Does it have aspects about it that looks funny?
I mean, other than frame rate and resolution, nah, I think it looks fine. Especially when you compare it to the PlayStation 4.
If I'm about frame rate and resolution, but no, it looks good.
But I just thought you were talking about like fuzziness and all that.
Yeah, it has. Well, the frame rate can be wonky at times. It looks good. It really does look good, but it seemed like it don't look as good as it could look. And it again, I say this, it does not feel like this is a Switch 2 capability problem. It just feels like they didn't push it like they could have. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like this isn't possible. But I mean, I'm not.
Does it feel like they don't got no dev kits?
Anyway, we not, we not
Hey,
going
you
there.
jumping out the boat.
Yeah,
That doesn't feel like they ain't have no damn kids when they
we not going there. We we shall not go there tonight.
Did they upgrade the game on wishes and prayers?
Keith been at my neck all week on that argument. I'm not doing it. I intentionally like we not talking about that. Me and Keith been talking about that all week. So
I ain't had no part in it, so I throw my jabs when I can.
it's definitely worth the purchase. I would say that. I think I just need to give it a little bit more time. I think because I've seen this running on the PlayStation 5 and other systems. Visually, it does not live up to those, but it's not a bad looking game. I think I just need to let my expectations to settle in so I can just go on. It's the same thing with DK Bonanza. It took a while for me just to let what DK Bonanza visually set was at to just settle in, and once I just got over that, then it really just started to pop to me. But at first, I think my expectation was too high, and once I brought it down to where it actually was, and it stopped being a thing. So I think the same thing gonna happen here. It's a good game though. Storyline is really interesting. Man, when that dragon does what it does, I was like, what? Whoa, that's out of nowhere. Like that was kind of dope. So I think this is gonna be a fun game. My girl was shocked that I got it. Like, you gonna play a Harry Potter game, Dad? Like, well, I bought it. Yeah, I'm playing it. So
I hope so.
we're gonna see what it do. But I got to get back on Astrobot. I got to get back on Split Fiction on the 5. My daughter been bothering me about Split Fiction, so we got to get back on that. As I said, I feel you. It doesn't feel nearly as well on my Steam Deck. Then when I play it on the PlayStation 5, it's a game made for a big TV experience. Okay, thank you, Carlos. And I think I sent shouts out to you. But thank you, bro. Yeah, I think that's a perfect description. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it feel like I should play it on my own handheld rather than putting it on the TV. And I don't like that. I
just give it a little bit more time, man. Just give it some time.
Okay.
Because I was enjoying myself.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna give it more time. Like I said, I think I came in with too lofty of expectations. That's all. But anyway, so let's get into these topics. All right. So. Nigga, just say my name. Don't say people. Just say Level. You got to remember. You're trying to be laying lights. Level, you need to remember Switch 2 is still a limited CPU and powered draw. It's not going to do what the PlayStation 5 would do. Okay, all right, Nia, I accept that. I gotta lower my expectations. But games like WWE 25, man, 26, man, I'm trying to told you that game looks immaculate. Anyway, so let's get it in. So this was something that Keith sent to me earlier this week that I thought was interesting. And I'm going to go back. And this is this right here. And we're gonna look at this, and then in a lot of places it won't do what the Series S would do. Yeah, I think Street Fighter 6 and Cyberpunk and WWE 26 and man, just had it was just so close to those experiences. Coming to Hogwarts and other games just is kind of jarring to jump back to, wait a minute, what's going on here? Because those games just look so good on the Switch. Like Cyberpunk looks amazing on the Switch. Amazing. WWE, amazing. Madden even looks really good on the Switch. Street Fighter 6 looks amazing on the Switch. Then you get to Daemon X Machina, like, what happened? You get to Hogwarts, like, what y'all doing? So I don't know. So, but anyway, so let's get into this. So Square Enix producer Yoshi P, is that how you say it? Yoshi P doesn't see the need for new hardware right now. He says, when I look at things from a gamer's perspective, I feel that there is no need to make new hardware because I think right now people are happy with the Xbox Series X, the PlayStation 5, and Switch 2. And honestly, from a gamer's perspective as well, hardware is just expensive to buy. So let's go to this article and see what else is being said. So let me see. So let me see if I can find. So what's y'all thoughts on that? I don't know how much else that goes into that. I think they pulled it out of this. Do y'all agree? I need the comment section. I need K-Bum, Keith. Is this agreeable? Do we not need new hardware? Are we at that point to where what we have currently is good enough for right now?
He said from a gamer's perspective.
From a gamer's perspective.
I'm a gamer. So my perspective is I don't know what we need, but I don't want to buy nothing.
He said, I don't know nothing, but I know I don't want to spend no more money.
I don't want to spend no more money. I mean, you got the rumored PS6 and all that. Like, I just bought a Switch. I'm not really trying to hear none of that. Right now, I just want to hear about games. And to be fair, man, the Xbox Series and the PS5, it's been on the market for a while. And I can't speak to those, those people who own those consoles. They may be ready for a change. They may not feel like they've gotten everything that they wanted to get out of these devices, and they feel like maybe moving on to something else would be better. But just speaking as a gamer, I'm just ready to see more games. That's all I care about is games, how well they can run, and how good you've gotten with the engines that you building your games upon. But yeah, I personally don't want to spend no more money on anything. If I got to spend my money on something, control, something like that, because I'm already thinking about I want a new graphics card. So that's where I'm at. A graphics card for a PC gamer is like buying a whole new console, and it's even more expensive than that. So
True that.
I'm not really in the market for new hardware. And like I said, from a Sony perspective, I still don't feel like Sony is giving you everything that they have. We know that the pitfalls that they had trying to make those, what are those games called?
Those games are live service games.
Live service games. Trying to give you those live service games and kind of fell back off their first party, exclusive third person games that they normally give us. There hasn't been a lot of those. We got Ghost of Yotei coming out. So I really am. I don't want to hear new hardware. Like, I want you to maximize what I have. Nintendo, you just gave us a console 2.5 months ago. Maximize this. I don't want to hear nothing about no Switch Pro, no Switch 3. I just want y'all to give me some games. That's it. From a gamer's perspective. I could also talk from a developer's perspective, but I'm not. That's
Okay.
it. That's all.
All right, Mr. K-Bum, do you want me to read some more of what was said to give you even more context of the question that was being answered by Yoshi?
I mean, if you want to read, you can. I'm not dying to hear more, but if you want to read more, please, by all means.
It's themed off of this question right here. There are already talks about next generation of consoles, whether it will be an Xbox something or PlayStation 6, which the PlayStation 6 handheld, they were talking about that on Moore's Law is Dead and had some really good information. I put that in the chat. Y'all can check it out. So do you see Final Fantasy, is that 12? What is that, XIV?
14, I believe.
14.
Okay, 14. As It is already a cross-generation game, but going even farther into the future for the next generation of consoles. He says, of course, there is always the possibility of providing our game on those platforms because my aim is to provide Final Fantasy XIV to as many players as possible. And so if there is an increase in platforms, we will work on providing the game on those platforms, specifically with regard to the recent platforms. They are quite high spec, and so it's easier for us to work with them compared to back in the day. So I don't think any addition of hardware is negative in that regard. But when I look at things from a gamer's perspective, I feel there's no real need to make new hardware. Thank you for thinking about us, because I think right now people are happy with the Xbox Series X, the PlayStation 5, and or the Switch 2. And honestly, from a gamer's perspective, meaning he's saying at this point, he's even looking at himself in that perspective as well, hardware is just too dang expensive. So, K-Bum, what's your verdict? Do we need new hardware, or are we good for right now?
I'm going to say we do not need new hardware, and I'm going to use somebody as an example. That somebody is the PlayStation Pro, the PS5 Pro. I understand why Sony released the PlayStation 5 Pro. They wanted to get machine learning out into the world. They wanted to try their hand at it and get it into people's hand, and get it into the people, so they can play it and test it out, see how the games work. Because it's one thing doing machine learning in theory, and one to actually see it in the real world experiences. But with that being said, understanding why they did it doesn't justify it and saying that it was the best decision for them to make. As far as needing hardware, we have seen the PS5 Pro struggle. It had its success. There were chosen games, some handful of games that it made look better, and for some, even as Digital Foundry stated, Booty Blade being one of those games, almost a generational
Stellar Blade, y'all. Stellar Blade. This brother.
Stellar Blade. that it made it even almost a generational jump with the enhancements that the PSSR was able to produce in that type of game. But I would say that type of advantage that the PS5 Pro has given is a small handful of games. And for the majority of games, either it has created no difference, or on the other extreme, another extreme of the beautiful next gen looking versions, you have some games that are even worse with PSSR, which is what you never want to hear when you say I'm releasing a $700 and almost $800 system. You don't want to make games worse. And so I'm saying that right now it's not needed, because of we're still making beautiful games on base PS5. And base Xbox Series X. Look, one of the games we're looking at, I know it was just a demo, but The Witcher 4 is being targeted 60 frames per second on base PS5. And actually watched the video and how CD Projekt Red has talked about how they've always targeted high-end PCs and then worked to get them to work on the consoles, but now they're targeting consoles for their game at 60 frames per second. And we really haven't even hit our stride in games made fully for the next gen systems. We still haven't hit our stride in that. We still have so many cross platform games, cross console games, cross generational games, that we don't have that many Ratchet and Clanks. We don't have that many games that are strictly for the next gen. So there, I would say with confidence, we do not need at this point next year or maybe the year after that any new systems. Looking at the issues, I think that the Switch OG is an exception. It did its job, but it definitely hit its limit. And we saw Vaseline on the screen way too many times. Pause. And it was time to move away from that to a better something that can produce, aka next gen graphics. So for that particular system, yes, it was needed. It was obvious it was needed, but we don't have any obvious examples for the PS5. We don't have any obvious examples for the Xbox Series X. S, yes. X, no. So I will stand by saying I do not. Sony hasn't even released any first party games, so I know we ain't ready for them. I will stand by my statement and say no. It is not needed. I agree with him from his perspective. And one more piece, and I'll let you jump into it. I don't even think we've heard developers complain like we did for the PS4. Developers complain about the lack of RAM on the PS4 and the lack of hardware space. We don't hear that for the PS5. Developers are complaining that the PS5 is too weak. And that's another reason why I think that we don't need it. At this very point.
Okay. All good points. Yeah, I'm in agreement with Yoshi. I'm in agreement with Keith. I'm in agreement with K-Bum. I'm in agreement with everyone in this chat. Right now, no, we don't really need new hardware. There are so many factors and so many realities that's pointing to the truth that we don't. One is the adoption rate from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5. The fact of the adoption, people crossing over to actually own PlayStation 5s is still a problem. Right now, I was listening to them talk about the potential of the PlayStation 6 handheld, right? And they were talking about the architecture and all that. And they said in the notes about this system, one of the biggest things they're focusing on is getting people to migrate from PlayStation 4 to this system because it was such a struggle with the PlayStation 5. Then in Sony's notes, they are prioritizing making this system affordable to entice those folks to migrate to this system because it's going to basically be the PlayStation 5. It's not going to be as powerful. It's going to be, it will be more powerful, more capable, not necessarily more powerful, but kind of like more capable like the Switch 2. That's what they're rumoring. But the target and the focus is we got to keep this at a certain price and we got to get these people to migrate from this platform to this platform. That means they were so taken back by the fact that people just was happy with where they were, that it has become a strain and a struggle because they have to keep making these games cross-gen because so many people are still in the previous gen. So that right there lets you know we don't need new systems. People are literally happy with what they are seeing. There's not enough difference with in owning the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 4. Yes, there is difference from the PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5, it looks better than the PlayStation 4. But, and I guess I let K-Bum give his opinion on this, PlayStation 5 is not blowing the PlayStation 4 out the water. It looks better. There are other things that I think the PlayStation 5 brings to the equation that sets it apart, like ray tracing and haptic feedback. That's what won me, was the haptic feedback. The visuals look a little better. Ratchet and Clank looked amazing, but guess what? Ratchet and Clank on the PlayStation 4 looked amazing. So I don't think just visual and graphics is going to do it anymore. I think what Nia is saying, I'm looking at the chat. I think Nia hit it right on the nail. I think what people really, and that's what I was just saying with Switch 2. Optimizing the game is where it's at right now, making the game run as best as it possibly can, as smooth as it possibly can, without all the hiccups and without all the glitches and all that type of stuff is what people are looking for more so than we need in raw power and more graphics. I think people are happy with where we at. Like, K-Bun literally hit it on the nail. I don't feel like we've even experienced the PlayStation 5 yet. Like, I don't believe I've gotten what is really, really possible with the PlayStation 5. I think we've been saying this for a while, haven't we? So I don't feel like the PlayStation 5 has even been tapped fully. And we got a PlayStation 5 Pro. That's almost like a whole nother generation with what it's capable of doing. And it's not even been realized. Yeah, I think optimizing is where it's at more so than new systems. I think these systems can stick around for a minute. If the Switch can stay around for 8 years, the PlayStation 5 can stay around for 8 years. Maybe 9. So I don't think we need new systems. I'm in agreement with them. I don't think we at that place to where they're introducing things that we just need right now. I think they need to perfect what they can do right now. Okay, perfect the ray tracing that you're doing currently. Perfect the frame rate. Perfect all these things that this generation offers you. Perfect that. Realize that to its fullest. And then when you realize all that to the fullest and you can't get nothing else out of these systems, okay, at that point, let's consider moving on. But if you haven't even exhausted what these systems can do, and with your next system, you're targeting this system, with your handheld system, you're targeting this system, then that means this system is still going to be respectable even in the next generation, because your PlayStation 6 handheld is targeting PlayStation 5-esque visuals. So it's still going to be acceptable even down the road. So we really don't need anything right now, unless you just want if you want that experience, you probably need to go to high-end PCs anyway. So yeah, I think he's right. I think Yoshi right on the money. We don't really need new systems right now.
When it comes to ray tracing, I don't know if we actually have the hardware capable just yet.
Right, that's what I was saying too.
So in that regards, we would need new machines, but I don't think ray tracing is something that we need. I know, like we talked about that one article, who was Doom the Dark Age, and they said that when they used ray tracing, it took years off of their development time. But at the same time, I don't think the hardware is up there yet to where, you know what I mean? Like the drawbacks on it is too great.
Right.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm curious to see if Western developers feel the same way, because Eastern developers develop their games differently, and they have a more minimalist philosophy when they develop their games. So for them, this is great, but I wonder if the Western developers feel the same way. Of course, they're speaking from a gamer's perspective, but I'm just curious. I want to look that up to see if they feel the same way.
Well, I think we kind of had this similar conversation. It wasn't really on this, but we talked about the Western philosophy versus Eastern, and how the Western philosophy is really the problem with gaming right now. And the Eastern philosophy with the minimalists, not necessarily trying to push cutting edge graphics, are still using older tricks to do things that produce greater looking visuals, but they use older techniques. Like when they was talking about some of what Nintendo does. Nintendo still using some of those. I remember Digital Foundry was saying Nintendo is still using these techniques when you have this, and that, but they pull off such good things, even though they're not using the latest and the greatest. Maybe the Western market need to also consider that. But like you were saying with the ray tracing, that's what I was saying. I know they got a level of ray tracing. Maximize that. I know that you can't do you just giving us an entry level of ray tracing, but do that to its fullest. And once you exhaust that, then let's move on to another system that can actually do. Because they said in order for even these systems to do ray tracing, like ray tracing is meant to be done, you're going to need like 24 to 32 gigs of RAM. Like literally. That much RAM is what they're asking for next generation. It was crazy. I was like 24 to 32 gigabytes of RAM. That's how much it's going to take to do ray tracing like ray tracing is meant to be done, and the way that you could do it on high-end PCs and stuff. So, that's on a PlayStation 6 console, not handheld, but a console. You talking about more than a PlayStation 5 Pro. You probably talking about $1,000 plus for a system of that magnitude. So, no, I'm not ready. I'm not trying to spend that. But go ahead, K-Bum. I thought you were going to say something.
I did want to add something else. So what I feel, I do have a little pushback, and I think we kind of did this before. To me, Ratchet & Clank was a generational leap in the way that it looked and the way that it played. Mm-hmm. The ray tracing tricks used on it rivaled PC, and the use of the SSD hard drive was before its time. And PC was just getting there, and it was already utilizing it with the way it's traversed different things. What I believe is that we have not seen almost since Ratchet & Clank a game that pushed the system in that type of way, that made us say this is a generational leap. I was safe to say there is very little games out there, probably less than a handful, that has pushed the system to a degree that says we need more power. Ratchet & Clank has done that. GTA 6 will do that. But that we look at it and we say, oh crap, that is next gen. Good Lord. But I don't think we can sit here and name games that you've had to say, good Lord, that is amazing. That is next gen. We don't have it. We are getting okay. We're getting good enough for the system. Oh, that looks nice. And then we go about our business. We're not, our jaws are not on the ground. We're not blown away. And I think that's one of the reasons why we feel, and I'm in agreement with it, because they haven't blown me away, why we don't need a new console right now, because I'm still waiting to be blown away on this one. Like I said, there's two that one has done it and another one will do it, but I don't really know there's many else out there. And to the point with the ray tracing, we understand we have the systems that were created in 2020. Sorry, not created. The system that was released in 2020 with the PS5 and Xbox Series X, we know was released with ray tracing light installed. It can do it, but it can only do so much. And so even with your statement of perfecting the ray tracing, I kind of think we've hit a wall already with ray tracing. I think the way that the systems are set up now, we pretty much hit realistically what we can really do with ray tracing as far as shadows, as far as reflections. GTA is going to make me a liar. But as far as general uses of ray tracing, I think we've kind of and that's why you really haven't seen too many other games use ray tracing in any unique form, other than what GTA is doing with all those reflections. I don't know how they pulling that off. That is some sorcery. And so to that point, yeah, I don't really think there's what we could perfect really in that space to be able to do that. And a lot of things we don't really have to. We talked about, and I'm in this point because I don't want to get too long with it. We talked about Jedi Survivor and how what is Survivor? Yeah, Survivor, and how when they actually released the PS4 version that they said they couldn't do. And to your point, Level, it was very close to the PS5 in the way it looks, even though it used no ray tracing, which was shocking on my behalf because I thought it was a good looking game. It wasn't blown away, but I thought it was good looking. And so, yeah, I don't think we need new systems, but I do believe there is a small percentage of games that makes your jaw drop. But I think we received more of those in the PS4 era. Ghost was definitely one of those games that made you like, oh my Lord, this is delicious. But I don't think we've really hit a good number of those in this generation to say it's time for us to move on.
Okay. Keith, anything else on this, or are we moving on to the next conversation?
Getting to move on. I think his last point was pretty nice. We haven't seen those games. I mean, Donkey Kong, no, just playing.
What? Hold on. I had to pick my phone back up.
So this
technology, baby.
This is Ratchet and Clank on the place. Ratchet and Clank was just, I mean, to me, still one of the best looking games of this current generation. I don't know what's going on with our views, but they keep dropping and going
easily.
Up. To me, easily. Ratchet and Clank is one of the best looking games of this generation. And
easily.
that came out in the first
the first year pretty much
of the PlayStation
the first
5?
full year of this. Yep.
And I don't think we've experienced anything close to it as of yet. Like if you play Ratchet and Clank and you just look, if Ratchet and Clank looks like a Pixar, like you playing an animated movie, like you literally feels like an animated movie that you can play. Like some of the best visuals, lighting, reflections, the whole nine, man. And so no, I don't think we haven't even gotten enough of this generation yet. And this came out 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, it set a bar that to me nothing has even come close to touching too much. So no, I stand on it. I don't like with all you guys. We don't need new systems. With that being said, we got to go to our next conversation.
Okay.
So do we want to go to Elden Ring or NBA or NCAA basketball? Where do we want to go?
I'm interested. I'm interested in the Elden Ring conversation. Actually, I haven't really got a chance to hear about that. I heard a little bit, but I didn't like dive into it.
So this conversation is going to have it's going to be multi-layered because me and Keith was talking about this, and I think both of us came to a thought like, I guess the question I got to ask. So right now, Elden Ring on the Switch 2 it was a Gamescom. Yes, at Gamescom, they had a playable version of Elden Ring for the Switch 2. And I'm gonna see if I can find any footage of it. Elden Ring Tarnished Edition is actually tarnished on the Switch 2, right? And, it's been heavily reported. IGN right here is saying that Elden Ring is a disaster. Is a disaster in handheld mode, right?
That's a strong word.
Yeah, and others are covering it. And, even Nintendo brand like Nintendo Life and Game Explain and different ones are also saying is pretty bad in handheld form, right?
Okay.
But then
Okay.
some
Yep.
footage also came out of Canada of the docked experience, and it looked really, really good. So me and Keith was kind of talking, and we got to talk about it. It's not doing well, which goes to what Nia was saying, optimization. But then there's another game out right now that's also performing really, really bad. And it's on the PlayStation 5.
Yes.
And it's a it's a major title that everybody has been anticipating, but it's
Yes.
getting little coverage. And that is Metal Gear Solid, what is it, Snake Eater or
Snake Eater Delta.
Delta. So that game also is playing really, really bad. Yet, you're not hearing much about that game as you are Elden Ring handheld on the Switch 2. So, first of all, it's not good that this game is not running good, but my thing is Elden Ring doesn't run good on too much of anything. That's not a PC. I have Elden Ring on the PlayStation 5, and there's problems on that with Elden Ring, like frame rate issues, slowdown. I'm pretty sure it's not like Switch 2 handheld, but Switch 2 handheld, like Nia said, is literally drawing not even half the power in handheld, so the wattages. So it's doing miracles with what it's drawing. So, and it's not even out yet, but this is a major deal. But no one is really, not even said no one, but Metal Gear Solid is not getting much coverage. And that game is running horrible on Unreal Engine 5 as well. So I want to open the door to this discussion. And the topic is, why or do you guys feel, one, how do you feel about Elden Rings and it running disastrous on a Switch 2 handheld? And then do you feel like these journalists, these game, what would you say, those that cover games like IGN and different ones, do you feel like they're cherry picking what they cover negative, do they cherry pick negative news and what they would cover with that versus others? What they won't cover. It's kind of a double question. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think for me, it's getting kind of annoying, especially being a Nintendo Switch owner, seeing games running at 30 frames per second or just having issues. Hearing about this report about the handheld portion of this game, it's not a good look. And I think they have time to really try to optimize the game and try to really get it working. But like you just said, the game it's not really optimized on anything. So that's probably a stretch to think that they're going to actually take the time to do that. And I know a lot of people do want to play this game because a lot of people love this game on the go.
Right.
So it for me it's getting kind of annoying, and I'm kind of tired of the performance issues that the Switch 2 is having. I mean, you could point the finger at Nintendo, you could point the finger at devs. I'm just irritated with hearing it so much. Not so much like I'm feeling bad about my purchase, but like, yo, we got to stop putting out games like this. Going back to our last conversation, like we really have to do better about getting these games out in better conditions.
But
go ahead.
But the game is not even out yet. That's the thing. Is they did the same thing with Cyberpunk, and when Cyberpunk actually came out to where you can buy and play it, everybody got a whole different tune. Cyberpunk was running. Remember, Cyberpunk is running bad in here. And it looks horrible. It looks terrible. But when you got it, when it was time to purchase it and play it, it didn't run that way. So, are we? I know this is how they brought it there in this playable form. Is no one is talking about the docked experience, and that was good. No one's talking about that. They're just talking about the handheld, and it's like, okay, the dock experience is good. I'm trusting if they got the dock experience right, they will get the handheld experience right. We
Well,
don't
the
even
reason
know
I
when this
say-
game is even coming out. We don't even know when it's releasing.
Well, we know that the game isn't out, but what I'm saying is, if it's still running rough on other consoles,
Oh yeah,
I don't think they're gonna take the time really to make it run right on the Switch too. I would hope. I hope so. I'm with you, Level. I hope they
I think it's gonna run better. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But as far as the next point are these publications, I think right now, I think Switch 2 news is the new hot stuff, and negative Switch 2 news is the new hot stuff. I mean, we got people making whole channels and making clips about people running with negative Switch 2 news because it just draws it draws traction.
Right.
It brings the people in. Now, I'm not saying Nintendo's without any fault or pushback or anything like that. No, they've been making some mistakes, and but I know for a fact that people have built their channels on this. We got people running with information about the Switch 2, and as soon as something comes out, as soon as information is available, that kind of reminds me when Denzel said people don't want to be right, they want to be first, and they just want to run with it. And it's like, this is what they are. This isn't journalism. Nobody's really diving deep and trying to get information. And if I was a developer or a publisher, I probably wouldn't be opening my mouth either, because y'all just gonna try to spin it because you want traction. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's trying to like, yo, I need to go talk. I need to set up a meeting. They're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? They're not really trying to get to the heart of what's going on. Moves too fast. And it's too easy to just pick on something. And I'm not saying Nintendo is getting bullied. Not saying that. But I'm saying it's easy to like just pinpoint, negative Switch news. I saw GameSpot do it, Game Informer do it, all these other publications do it. We gotta do it too. We gotta jump on the bandwagon so we can get some of that traction. And it's like, to me, I wish there was real journalism still happening where people were really trying to dissect. And I'll end on this point. Me and Level was talking about something in the chat, what John said on Digital Foundry. And it's not even important what was said, but they wrote what he said. They took those clips and wrote a whole article about it and sent it off like they did something. We all watched the same video. And everybody probably saw that Digital Foundry video. They took it, wrote a little bit, and made it into an article. That's not journalism. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's not journalism. You just taking YouTube videos and writing about it and then sending it off. Like, and I'm gonna pick on IGN because we brought their name up. You're IGN. You could set up meetings. You can go and do the work that we can't do. You can go and do the things that streamers wish they can do and sit with these people and have these interviews. Man, shout out to Gamertag Radio. They do interviews. If you really want to know what developers are saying, they actually do interviews. You know what I'm saying? You can watch and hear from the developers themselves, as opposed to, I heard this on another YouTube channel just like us, and I wrote an article about it. Bro, come on, man.
You want to hear? Here it go.
You know what I'm saying? I could just go play the video and you made an article and got tracked. That's crazy.
Right. Nice, Key. All right, Key. Say it with your chest, bro. All right, K-Ball, same question. Thoughts on the Elden Ring situation on Switch 2 handheld? And then, are these outlets, I like how Keith said that these, what did you say, Keith, when you was talking about them, that these use a certain term? I like that term. But anyway, are these
journalism?
Yeah, but you said something else. You didn't say it was something else you used. It was proper way to identify. But are these outlets cherry picking and what they do talk about when it comes to negative stuff versus what they don't? And you're right. It is Nintendo 2 is Switch 2 is a hot topic of discussion, both positive and negative. So it comes with the territory. But go ahead, Kmon. The floor is yours.
Okay, I'm gonna try to hit on these as quickly and as efficiently as I can. Um, I think so. Here's my quick thought about Elden Ring. I think Nintendo has has pulled the short straw. Uh, the reason why I say this is that unlike any other system, the Switch 2 is actually two different systems. And both of those systems have to run well. Both of those forms have to run successful. That is the undock experience, and that is the dock experience. It is unlike any other system. It is two separate systems, and I think that they draw the short straw sometimes because you can the dock experience is easier, but then how much do you sacrifice on the undock on the handheld experience to make it as close to what you were just playing? Right. The 4K 60 is doable on the dock, but you're not going to get you're not even going to get anywhere near that on the undock. How do you maximize the Switch 2 is equivalent to the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S on the same system. To the fact that both have to run well. And I think a lot of times, as you stated, the dock experience is pretty good. The undock is having issues, and people are gravitating to pointing that fact out. It's not a problem that people are pointing out, but it's, people are gravitating towards pointing it out. And so I don't. It sucks, but it's not unnormal. When it's not normal, right? We've seen this. Even Cyberpunk had more issues in dock mode. It's just it's harder to make the game. You do have to develop in a way that it scales down well, and then there's some hand picking you have to do. So I just think, to make this point short, I don't put too much stock into it. It does hinder kind of the audience and the game when the undock experience isn't working as well as the dock experience, or vice versa. And it does impact the game. It may impact sales, but it's kind of the world, the position Nintendo lives in, and having to have both experiences run very well. And it's not the easiest thing to do. Right. Okay. To the point
hold up. This also, what you're looking at is Switch to docked Elden Ring running on the actual dock, and that's the real time how it looks. So you don't hear a lot of people talking about this. And this has overshadowed Final Fantasy VII on the Switch 2 running really, really well. But most folks are talking about this. But go ahead, K-Bon.
Yeah. So also I wanted to call out the second piece about the journalists and the cherry picking. So I'm gonna try to address this in twofold, and without trying to sound double-minded. Okay. Journalism is about picking the right story. Let's just be honest here. That when you're writing stuff for money, you are going to pick the thing that makes you money. It's not always about telling the story fully about everything. It's about what's going to bring you traction. So let's be honest on that perspective. And we do know that negativity sells. That's a given fact. You're negative, or you talk bad about something, or you can get the trolls to join in, right? But even if even looking at the article we just read, what the guy was talking about, the console thing and how we don't need new consoles. That was one part he wrote. He said, and there was like, I think 10 questions. Those other 10 questions didn't matter. We didn't care what else he said, because I read it, and he was talking about the different games. He was talking about Fantasy 14. He was talking about the different. He skipped over all of it. Yeah. He skipped over every last piece of it because it did not matter it wasn't relevant to you. But see, but I say that because then we can become a place where we say, see, they're talking bad about it when we just skimmed over everything else that they said. Um, Being the point where what I think happens is this. I think a publication says something that is controversy, but they also have other stuff in the article, right? Or maybe they're saying other things, but someone pulls one particular part out that maybe bad mouths or says something in a more negative light. People will then echo that, right? Will repeat that, and it will reverberate back through the internet, and you feel like that's the only thing people are talking about. Because I'll say this: I knew Metal Gear Solid was having issues before I ever knew that Elden Ring was having issues, and I wasn't even trying to find out. I was on Twitter and I saw somebody said, "How can a system not run a PS2 game well on a next gen system?"
Ooh.
I'm like, a PS2 game? What system ain't?
That boss did me like that so many times. That's why I turned it off. Jesus. 2 hits,
Lord,
dead. Go ahead, K-Mon. I apologize.
No, it's all good. And I'm like, what PS2 game ain't running well on the next gen system? And then I saw an article about the PSSR making the game looks worse, and I'm like, whoa, is it looking worse? And then I dove in and started reading to it. I knew all about how Metal Gear Solid was struggling and how it wasn't running well. It wasn't hitting 60 frames per second steadily on the performance mode. And it was the 30 was even worse because it was downgrading to the quality mode was downgrading the 1080p and even lower. And I was like, good Lord, I want to play this game. But I stumbled upon that information and saw people talking about it, talking bad about it. And to a point where I'm like, when I get mine, I guess I'll just leave it on the shelf until I get a patch, because I don't want to play at a lesser form. But it depends, because in your audience and maybe the places that you've seen and interact with on the internet, you've seen something different. You've seen the people rave and talk about Elden Ring and point that out, while to your point, you've seen little coverage of Metal Gear Solid, which in my space, it's been the opposite. I've seen a lot of Metal Gear Solid bad mouthing to the point where I'm like, oh man, I need to wait for a patch. And I've seen very little. I think it was just an article where there's a Foundry said something about Elden Ring not running well, and then someone says, well, it don't run well in anything else. But that was pretty much all I saw about it. So yes, I do believe these people cherry pick. Yes, I do believe they're going to pick hot topics. I do believe they're going to show you something that's going to bring traffic to their website. But I also believe and understand that the reverberation of information, especially negative information, creates this perceived notion that this is all they're talking about. Not saying that it's always true. It's not always true. It's not always perceived. Some of it is actual fact. They are actually only talking about this. But it doesn't help when it reverberates and people believe that this is pretty much all people are talking about. So that's kind of what I want to say. Like I said, I wanted to say it without sounding double-minded. But I don't think it's as easy as saying yes or no. I think there's some nuance in it, and I wanted to give some nuance.
Say that, I just want to.
Hold on, well said, sir. That was good.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Keith. Your floor.
Well, not necessarily to push back, but I think the idea was like the IGNs. I've seen people talking about Metal Gear Solid, and I was trying to be careful as to not say, like I saw some people that I follow, I saw it too, and they, like fans of the game, are talking about it because they actually purchased the game. So I 100% agree with you, but I think Level was more so saying about like the
Publications.
Was that the word? That's the word you're looking for.
Publications.
The
was
public
word, yeah.
was.
I believe I got my information from the publication. It was an article.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was an article from a publication talking about it, and that's where I got my information from. I don't remember what it was, but it was like either an IGN or somebody like that. Because I saw it, I clicked on it because I saw it twice. I'm like, oh, this is the same article. Oh, snap! And then I clicked on it, but it was a publication. It wasn't just a Twitter conversation.
I would say this. I saw the Metal Gear Solid stuff before Elden Ring, that they was having problems, but I don't, and I think and that's why I said I got to give you credit. You made a very poignant, very good point that made me kind of, all right, Level, is it just my algorithm? And Keith's too, algorithm that's pulling me to more of the Elden Ring coverage over Metal Gear Solid. And I would say
both.
I think it is. I think that's happening. But I also believe what Keith is hitting at is when you look at publications like outlets like IGN and others, Digital Foundry and different ones, while they might speak on Metal Gear Solid, it seems like there's a little bit more rush to speak on, like Elden Ring was at Gamescom, and as soon as it does, and like I said, it might be my algorithm. So I'm going to say that you made a good point. I can't even argue with it. That was a good point. It made me like, dang, that is a good point. Maybe my algorithm, maybe what I've been watching has pulled all that into my view, and it seems overly saturated towards negative Elden Ring coverage, whereas for you, because you've been trying to keep up with Metal Gear, then your algorithm is pulling all that information in, and you're not even seeing Elden Ring. But then you have the outlier like IGNs,
right?
And so, which are literally.
But even with IGN, the algorithm would choose to show you particular articles from IGN,
right? And but me, I'm this type. I go to your site to see what else you're talking about, and so I go to your channel to see. Matter of fact, because I was gonna knock one person upside the head, but I went to their channel just to see. Okay, I want to see if you're talking about all this other stuff, and he was. So I was like, okay, I'll let you be. So I was going to use him as an example tonight. So I do think, like you said, there is cherry picking, but there also is the fact that what you consume, this algorithm is feeding that, and
reverberate.
And it reverberates. It pulls in what you pursuing. So.
Yep,
that was well said, bro.
I was trying to do it without sounding like double talk.
You didn't double talk.
You're saying two different things, man.
No,
just pick one.
You sounded you was very clear. I was really impressed with. I was like, dang, K-Bone doing this thing. That is a true point that I didn't even really think about it from that angle. That may be my algorithm, and Keith's algorithm may be doing that too. So. Hey,
you know what that means?
What's that?
I gotta quit clicking on articles that you send me.
No, because some of the stuff you send me.
Yes. No.
I just send you articles. I only sent one article on. I sent one article on Elden Ring, and I sent one article on Metal Gear Solid. So both was there. So your algorithm was balanced from Level. Now what you did with it, I don't know what you did with it.
Now Level. I'm sorry. You unbalanced my. Mine is not balanced. Sorry, let me stop lying. Mine is not balanced. Mine leans towards PlayStation and games like not Metal Gear Solid, and Xbox stuff. So mine is not balanced. But you infuse Nintendo stuff into my timeline.
Yeah, of course. Yes, you need Nintendo stuff infused into yours. But no, Keith, I'm not letting you get that one off, Keith. You send me so much Nintendo stuff, man. You need to cut it out.
Hey, if I see one Moore's Law video pop, I won't watch them.
I send you Moore's Law to balance out that Digital Foundry nonsense that you listen to. Like you need some Moore's Law.
I barely watch Digital Foundry.
So
That's funny.
But yeah, this is the game that is doing well on the Switch 2 that probably needs to be talked about a little bit more. But Elden Ring in these communities are in the communities that's coming through my algorithm. Elden Ring is getting all the coverage, not this game. That's Final Fantasy. But anyway, let's continue to move on because I want to get these other two topics in. So I'm gonna say Metroid Prime for the end because that's gonna be me and Keith conversation. But
okay.
So let's go to this NBA, not the NBA, but NCAA basketball exclusive fight that's taking place between EA and Take-Two. And I'm gonna pull up this article, and I think Keith again. See, he always trying to save me. But Keith the one sent me this and Keith, you the one be sending this stuff, man. All this beefing and fighting and arguing, then we in the comments beefing and this
Which
NBA, this NCAA stuff.
I sent that because I thought y'all would be interested, especially K1. I thought he'd be interested.
Yeah, you threw my algorithm off, bro. Now I got all this EA stuff in my. But let me get to So EA is upset, and I'm trying to get to it. I don't know why it's right there. I had it all loaded. Hold up. Where is it? Come on now. Hold up, man. See, when I want something, it always does this when we live. Open it all the way. Anyway, pause.
Open it all the way up.
It's taking me all the way to the top of our chat. And I'm like, why are you taking me to the top of the chat? Oh, man. Where is it at? Come on now, y'all. There it is right there. I think this is it. Okay, so this is it. EA. So this is the article, and then we'll go to it. I think I can click on it. But EA is reportedly threatening to take its ball and go home if it can't lock up NCAA basketball exclusivity. That's what they threatening, y'all. EA said, we going to go home and we're going to start working on the game we've been working on if the NCAA allows 2K to do what they're trying to do. 2K is trying to get in on this action, and EA said, no, we want it to ourselves. And the question is, and it kind of draws back to a conversation we had in privately, but we bringing it up front. Is EA scared of competition? Now, everybody know every year Madden is a thing, and it's just a polarizing game. People are upset, feel like EA is not doing a whole lot. I know we literally talked about a few months back when EA was coming out with with Madden 26 that they improved a lot, and we were speculating it's the improvement because the contract renewal is coming up at the end of this year. And we had many conversations around it. And one thought was that EA was actually trying to leave one of the conversation that was out there that EA was trying to let go of the exclusive deal because they didn't want to make Madden anymore. And the NFL was forcing them or putting a lot of pressure on them to continue to make Madden. That was one of the discussions. K-Bone, was that, am I accurate on that?
Yes, correct.
All right, so now I'm gonna be honest with that, never flew for me. Like EA trying to walk away from Madden, his biggest game and exclusive, right? Please, whoever came up with that theory need to do this.
Slap yourself.
So they need to slap themselves. What'd you say?
What we don't take into account is how much money it costs EA. I mean, it seems like it should just be an easy no brainer, but
Yeah,
it,
okay.
it does matter how much money
Okay.
that's being spent. It's not empty. I mean, it's not was that blank checks that can be written here.
I
It
got you.
does matter.
No, I don't know. I just didn't believe it. That's all I'm saying. I don't believe they were trying to
I
walk
understand.
away. So
I
anyway,
understand.
so Mr. Norris came across this, and this literally came across maybe an hour before the cast dropped. And we was like, we got to talk about this. So EA is trying to secure exclusive deal with the NCAA for the basketball, college basketball. Now y'all know that EA right now is the only developers that's making NCAA football, and that's doing immaculate. If you go look at the sales, ain't that game breaking records right now?
I know the last one did. I don't know about this one. I didn't look at
Oh, it's a new one out
the
right
number.
now. So last year's did break records,
So last year broke records, yes,
and that was the first time NCAA football
since 2014.
since 2014. So EA wants all this college sports to themselves, but 2K is like, hold up, wait a minute, let me throw my ducats in it, and they're trying to get their part, and it's causing a stir, and rumor is Electronic Arts is threatening to walk out on the whole deal if if 2K is allowed to come in. Let me find out. Let me get down here what 2K actually is. So 2K brokered a deal with UCLA. Let's say UCLA. Here it is. It says while EA won a bidding round early this year with the collegiate licensing company for the rights to the NCAA brand, 2K Games has moved forward with its own college basketball game by trying to negotiate brand partnership with individual colleges like UCLA. So what they're going to do is probably leverage NBA 2K and put NCAA college players and stuff like that in their game. That's what I'm thinking they probably going to try to do. So they trying to broker deals with different colleges rather than, so it's a really interesting strategy. So UCLA Athletics and UCLA Trademark and Licensing, a enterprise of the associate students UCLA, have announced a long-term collaboration with 2K, which will see the UCLA men's and women's basketball program bring the rich legacy of, how you say that, Bruins basketball to a
Yeah, bro.
future project, the school announced on Thursday. So while EA got that exclusive deal, 2K came in and making deals with the colleges themselves. They playing hardball. So EA got upset. So EA is apparently very upset, unhappy about this. According to Sports Business Journal, it wants rights to everything in NCAA divisional basketball on both men and women's leagues, which would give it the sort of exclusive stranglehold it long had with the NFL with Madden. And if EA doesn't get his way, sources told Sports Business journalists the publisher might abandon the upcoming game altogether. K-Bum, I gotta come to you, sir. This is right. This is your lane. How should we, as the consumer, look at all this with EA? You got it.
How does we as the consumer look at EA? That's a good question. That's not the angle I thought you were coming at. We as a consumer, what we want is so let me put myself as a consumer. What I want is a college basketball game with everything that makes college basketball. What we have with college football, we have pretty much everything. It feels like college football as far as the crowd, as far as the coaches, as far as the playbooks, the stadiums, the mascots, the chants,
Is our
the
stadium in there?
music. No. Our only the D1 FBS college playoff. So the bowl series. So only the FBS schools are on there. But Missouri State is on there because they are now up there. But we want everything that makes college sports. So right now, EA has a exclusive deal with the CLC. The CLC is not the NCAA, but the CLC owns the branding rights for the schools in college football. And so EA has an exclusive deal with the CLC, which means they have right to the logos, to the stadium, to the chants, to the uniforms, to all of that. They have exclusive rights to all of that. There can't be.
Okay. So the college licensing company is where they got they
CLC. Yes.
CLC. Okay, that's what it said. The
Yep.
Collegiate Licensing Company. So okay, I got you. Go ahead.
Yes. That's the deal they have with college football. So 2K can make a college football game, but they can't use the logos and the mascots and stuff like that. So that's what we want. We want college basketball in all of its glory. And I'm going to say this: what 2K is doing is not what we want. 2K, even though it's non-exclusive, but they are partnering with the schools themselves.
Right.
And so they're not it's not going to be a full game. It's going to be a game with maybe just the top schools. That's actually what EA was trying to do with college football before they canceled it. They were actually trying to partner with just top schools. And it wasn't going to be a full NCAA. It was just going to be, some of the major schools, so the major football schools. And then they got scared back to. You say what?
You don't think they were just trying to use that as leverage?
No, they had no leverage. They were getting sued. They had no leverage. They were literally getting sued. And it's funny hearing about UCLA because the people that were suing EA at the beginning for the likeness were UCLA students. That was funny. Ed O'Bannon. So the way that 2K's doing it, I don't think that's the right way, because you're not going to get everything that is college football. You're going to get this non-exclusive branding deal with UCLA, Michigan State, some of these other schools. But what about college basketball has 300-something schools. College basketball is way bigger than college football. It's almost 3 times the number of schools in college basketball. But you're only going to have like the top schools. Like, that's not what we want with college basketball. But again, I'm going to try to say this without sounding double-minded. The way EA is doing it is not what we want. I'll speak for myself here. I do not want EA to be the only person making college basketball. Lord Jesus, no. I do not want that. I want them to compete with each other and produce the best basketball game out there. I do not want EA being the only person to do that, because EA basketball has been terrible for a long time. So I don't think that, if you want me to be honest, and I'm trying to be honest here, I don't think either company is in the right. I think the best way to do this is a non-exclusive partnership with the CLC that allows both games to utilize mascots, logos, teams' names, fight songs, in both games can have a non-exclusive deal or in some manner so that they can both freely make a college basketball game. I don't think that's going to happen because there's a lot of money involved. But initially, when I saw EA say they were making a college basketball game and then 2K said they were making a college basketball game, I thought that was a route we were going to. And I feel I'll close this so you guys can get a chance to talk about this. I feel if EA is saying if you don't give me exclusive right, we walk. My position is let them walk. Because while I'm okay with that for college football, I am not okay with that with college basketball. And I don't want 2K to be the only person making college basketball. Because we came from a place where there were 3 to 4 college basketball games on the PlayStation 2. And I want us to get back to that. So that's my stand. That's my point. That's what I got to say about that.
Now, I'm going to give you another question, but I'm going to let Keith come in on that question. From a consumer standpoint, Keith, how are you seeing EA in this situation?
Stone Cold Steve Austin says, if you want EA to walk away, give me a... Oh, let me stop. From a consumer standpoint, I mean, I can't go into the depth of what Kayvon just went into. I don't even play sports games anymore. But what I do know is that EA hasn't been good with making basketball games for a very long time, to the point where they just said, we can't do it. We can't compete. I do think they have great visuals. I think they have great player models, but the basketball games themselves, nah, we don't want none of that. And if I was in the NCAA, I wouldn't want it either. I don't want you making me. So no, I would like for them to stay in the lanes that they've been strong in. 2K has been strong in making basketball, make college. I don't, and I also don't want it to be a part of NBA 2K franchise, separate title, so they can really put in some work. You know how they threw the WNBA with the NBA.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I would have liked for them to really put in some work, but it is what it is. I'm not the demographic that they're trying to reach.
That game ain't gonna sell if you do that.
It ain't gonna say. Well, there you go. K-Bo.
If you put a WNBA game, ain't no do. We can do layups. What?
I mean, that's when the girl's supposed to come out and be like, "We gonna support." Ain't that what they supposed to be?
Just like how they go to the WNBA games, right, and watch them on TV, right?
No, they could at least watch TV. My God.
Anyway, let's get off that bus.
Yeah. Y'all get off that bus. Trying to get us canceled, man. Come on.
Hey, it's in the data. It's not in the hate. It's in the data.
It is in the data. You're right. Go ahead.
But no, and just like Matt, before I say this, is the NCAA football is it riddled with like microtransactions like the other games?
It has a mode that is dedicated towards microtransactions, but the a lot of the hardcore people don't play that mode. They play the dynasty mode so they can enjoy the dynasty, which doesn't have any of that.
Oh, okay. Just curious how they're treating the NCAA games, but yeah, I don't have much. I think EA should stay far away from an NCAA basketball game. Just don't even do it. I would have loved for them to compete and try, but they have, and it didn't work out.
I even if it's bad, I want them to compete because 2K. And I'll let Level get to his second question if he has a second question, because I have something else I would want to say, but I'm holding that. I'm gonna hold off on that one.
All right. So listening to you guys, I'm as a consumer, EA looks to me weak in this. They look like spoiled brats that don't want to compete. That's what it looks like to me, and that's gonna be my second question. Is EA scared to compete? Now, I'm with Keith. Keith brought up an interesting thought. I didn't even think about this. right now, because of the multiple years, the decade or more that EA has had exclusive rights to the NFL, they have, it's going to take a while. If the NFL ever opened up the license to be a non-licensing entity like 2K can come in and start working on Madden, it's still going to be several years down the road before they even get their version of 2K up, an NFL game up, and then more years to actually compete with Madden, right? And the same thing with basketball. Like Keith said, and I said this in the chat, EA had a basketball game. And it was very clear that they were not in the league with 2K. And they bowed out and focused on Madden. And when Keith said they should continue to do what they do, okay, y'all got NCAA football. 2K, y'all get NCAA basketball. Because I'm agreeing with Keith. I don't want EA nowhere near basketball based on their own NBA game. But, so I thought Keith's take was good. I thought that was dope. Because I'm in agreement. They did basketball terrible. But K-Bum, I'm opening up the floor because I know this is what you thought I was going to ask. So I'm going to give you the chance to refute or give your angle on it. Is this signs that EA is scared to compete? The floor is yours.
First, I'm going to tackle one issue first. The people in the 2K community complain are as frustrated with 2K as people are with Madden. They're just not as vocal.
Are they ready to go back to EA's basketball?
If we have said if EA can make a halfway decent game, we will go play it over there.
Okay.
That we are tired of the microtransaction. We are tired of the everything that people complain about Madden is the same way we complain about 2K. It's just that we're not as vocal.
Okay.
It doesn't hit the airwaves. It doesn't, because my play group, we are groaning the fact that we're about to do this all over again for 2K26, and we hope that the promises that they made are actually true, because last year's game was the fastest we moved away from 2K. And so I would say that, and I'll say that because it's not a Madden issue. It is a yearly sports issue.
Hold on, K-Bum. Alan Steve, welcome to the show. And I agree with you. Madden on Switch 2 is good, but it'll be better next year. And Comic Book Hunt, here you go.
Slap yourself.
Slap yourself. I gave one for you. All right, go ahead, K-Bum.
Yeah. The complaints people give from Madden, I'll stand by this. It is a yearly sports issue. It is not an exclusive Madden issue. Everything people complain about Madden, all you can do is flip it and put 2K in that same sentence, and you would be saying the same thing everyone else says. You say the same thing about baseball, the show, and same thing about the hockey game and about FIFA. It is a issue with yearly sports game, but people like to make it as if it's an exclusive Madden thing. I want to make sure put that out there. Okay. To your question, there are absolutely aspects of EA that dictates that they are afraid to compete. There are absolutely aspects. What they're doing with college basketballs shows that they are unwilling to compete in the college basketball space. They don't want 2K, because they know if they go against 2K in college basketball, that the same thing they've been mollywopped all on the head with NBA basketball. They're almost ensured that the same thing is going to happen. 2K has a decade lead. or more when it comes to basketball, and EA know whatever they put out will not be as refined as 2K, simply because of some of the things you've already mentioned on for the Madden side when it comes to Madden versus 2K football, right? They've had the lead. They've been able to constantly make it and make these micro adjustments. Where if you come in brand new, yeah, you can put something out there, but you won't have the time and effort to perfect it to a point where it needs to be. Point in case, even their college football was delayed, I think, 2 years before it actually came out, because they were working with licenses, working with stuff, and making sure that it was a great game when it came out. It was delayed for 2 years, and that is even with them having the engine with Madden. So I do believe in the space of college basketball that they don't want to compete with. Their decision here is because they don't want to compete with 2K in basketball. They know the outcome. They've seen it. They would rather get the exclusive rights and make their game that way and let it be whatever it is. I don't think it's fair to apply that to everything that they do. Seeing that, we've talked about how they let go the FIFA license, and there are rumors that they are looking to but looking to not renew because of the amount of money that it takes to buy it, the NFL license. I think you can draw a conclusion if you want, saying, hey, yeah, that means they're scared to compete in everything. But I don't believe that's a certified answer that says, yes, they don't want to compete in any type of game. Because they definitely do compete in other space, especially when you look at Battlefield, where they compete head to head with Call of Duty, and they still this year decided to come out with another Battlefield game. So I think there are aspects that they don't want to compete, but I don't believe you can then take that statement and apply it across the board and say, yes, EA don't want to compete in nothing. That's my take.
All right, that's a good take. Keith, your thoughts? Does EA not want to compete? Does this action suggest that EA doesn't want to compete with 2K?
I actually think so. I think that they know that when it comes to basketball, 2K has been successful.
Can't keep this dirty. I'm finna pull this up too. I'm glad you said that.
Just adding some of
the conversation.
Just adding some of the information that I wasn't privy to that K-Bone brought up about the 2K community, because I'm not in the community, so I don't know. So for them, I get it, but on the outside looking in, that's the only perspective I use, is that it doesn't seem like EA really wants another component. I mean, we see that with their Madden efforts. They fought for the exclusive deal, the exclusive rights, to have Madden, NFL all to themselves. And this is another space they feel like, hey, if we can have it to ourselves, we can afford to make mistakes. I was just going through all the canceled NBA Live games. Like, it's kind of funny, because the NBA Live was the game that we turned to. And then 2K came in and took their thing. What I would hope would be that they've been working on it behind. They've been engine and gameplay and really watching college basketball and think that they have something great that they can offer fans. But if they just going to adopt NBA Live 19 and slap college over it, Lord, don't do that.
Keep setting this up so well.
What?
He said if they just going to take college to NBA 2019, knowing he just gave me the review to put it up. Anyway,
no, I don't think they want to compete. I think they want to have the space to not feel that pressure. And also, if you only have one option, whether it's good or bad, you only got one option. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think K-Bun made a good point. Like they do compete with Battlefield. I do think when it comes to the sports stuff, if I isolate just sports, I think Matt that EA fears 2K because when you look back and you go back to even with the football, 2K was literally starting to had surpassed Madden for many people's opinion. 2K football game was the superior game, and that exclusive deal is what kind of killed them for Madden. And then you look at NBA. NBA was the superior game, which they forced them to literally just stop making NBA games. So I do think they're scared to compete against 2K in the sports realm. So in the sports field, or arena. So, yes, I think this is directly, we don't want nothing, we don't want to have to compete with them. We have seen in 2 instances where their entry was way better than ours. And just go back to that time, that was, especially with 2K, NFL 2K, that was the sentiments. Everybody felt like 2K made a better football game.
Well, a lot of people.
Let me apologize. Yes, a lot of people. I said that, and it still end up saying everybody. But yeah, that's too far. A lot of people
Yes.
felt that in NFL 2K was the better game. Right? It was getting higher ranked. Yeah. People was complaining about Madden. Some of the similar complaints now, too similar, not no changes.
Madden 05 did get good scores though. Just
okay.
Remember that. Madden 05 got good scores, but a lot of people were really high on 2K that year.
We was 2K fanatics in this. We didn't play. Ben stopped playing Madden when I got the Dreamcast. 2K was where it was at, and it stayed 2K. It just felt faster, more. I don't know, just felt like better control and better models. Everything just felt better, But then NBA 2K did the same thing, and so yeah, I think they are. I think they scared to compete with 2K. They don't want nothing to do, and they know if 2K gets to make this basketball game, there ain't no point in us making one. We going home. So you better either give us the exclusive right and tell them to stop, or we done. And I hope the NCAA say go home, because I'm with you, K-Bump. I want to see competition. I'd rather there be no license and let both utilize them, because you're going to get paid from both angles. NCAA, you're going to get paid from both if you let both of them do it rather than just one. So,
I don't like the exclusive schools, though. I don't like that either, though.
Yeah, I'm saying cut all that. Let 2K and EA have non-licensed access to the college football. Both can use it. Both can use the match. Everything you said. Tell 2K you can't have exclusive deals with each college. That's a no-go. And may the best man win. EA, you got to come up. You got to step up to the plate. But EA don't want to fight. They don't want that fight. I know they don't. And so anyway, we'll see. If they end up leaving the whole Madden, I think they can. I think we said they can leave that, because shoot, they got such a lead.
I would love for them to leave the Madden license.
Yeah.
And open it up back to everyone. But I would like them to open it up to everybody. That'd be great. But to your point, really quickly, I know everyone always just harps on the 2 instances where 2K was a better sports game, but everyone forgets that 2K stole the rights to baseball because Triple Play was the better baseball game, and it wasn't close. EA was the better baseball game. Triple Play 97 was probably one of the best baseball games ever created. And then 2K got mad and said, you know what? 2005, sorry, Triple Play 2005, with Albert Pujols on the cover. And they said, you know what? You're never making another baseball game. And they went and paid for that license. And then when both license was free, both 2K and EA went head to head with hockey, and 2K ended up bowing out because EA was superior in hockey, and so they stopped making the hockey game as well. Well, so just giving context that yes, there was an instance where in NFL football, 2K was arguably for a lot of people the better game, and in basketball, 2K has proven to be the better game. But there was also 2 instances where EA was superior, and one, the license was taken from them, which everyone knows that baseball game was better, and 2K dropped out of hockey because their sales were too low and they couldn't compete. So
I'll give you another where sports or at least entertainment that EA was better than 2K. Def Jam Vendetta is way better than any wrestling game. And Fight for New York is better than any wrestling game 2K has ever made. So I give EA that because I love wrestling. I love WWE 2K, but it still ain't no Def Jam Vendetta. I'm sorry, it's not Def Jam Fight for New York. EA, go get them rappers back and make another Def Jam, man. Get them back. Anyway, go what you was finna say, Keith, and we move on to this last topic and get out of here. We got to talk about this Metroid.
Saying that's the craziest thing I've ever heard somebody say. What you just said about that Def Jam.
It was a better wrestling game. You ever played Def Jam Vendetta?
Oh, yeah.
Way better than any wrestling game 2K has made. Way better. To this day, I'm sounding like the boxer.
I know Nia probably done went to sleep, but 2K got the code from THQ.
Yeah.
That's who used to make the WWE game. So the code for the wrestling game they have right now is actually THQ's code that they've taken and kind of modified over time.
Well, THQ wasn't the one who made they got the EA actually. EA got
SmackDown.
Yeah, okay. EA actually got the code that was actually for the No Mercies and the WCW versus NWO. That was Aiken. How do you say that? Anyway,
I think it was still published by the THQ, wasn't it?
It was published by THQ, but THQ didn't have access to that. They didn't have rights to the engine, and that's why the one that came out for what was the GameCube or I forgot what system came out where THQ made one and they didn't, and that's when Aiken stopped making the game.
Acclaim?
Acclaim was the Acclaim was who took over. They didn't have access to that engine that they was using. And EA actually went back to those who made the No Mercies, and they helped them, if I'm not mistaken, they helped them make that engine for Def Jam Vendetta. And that's why I felt so much like No Mercy and WWE versus NWO and all those games. And what they got now with 2K is their own engine. They borrowed elements.
That's the SmackDown engine. That's from the SmackDown games.
Yeah, and it never felt as good.
Made those, I believe. At least THQ made those SmackDown games.
THQ made those.
It's a different engine though. It is a different engine. Yes.
I can't remember the name of that engine, but that engine was flawless. It started with the WCW versus NWO, then WCW, whatever that game with Goldberg was in that, then No Mercy. All of them games was made with that Aiken engine. Or something, I can't remember the name of it. But no one has rights to that, but EA got them to help them make their engine. And then we haven't seen it since. And that's the God engine. That's the one everybody wished they had. With the grappling and all that, it was just on another level, man. It was just so dope. But anyway, so the last topic. Everybody, if you're a Nintendo fan, and I'm going to let Keith come in here, we have literally 4 months left in the year. And this particular game has kind of just went quiet. And that is Metroid Prime 4. And the question is Nintendo mishandling Metroid Prime 4 for the Switch 2? We don't know when it's coming. We kind of
2025.
We believe it's
There you go.
2025. I'm
What they
show
say?
you.
Need to know.
We don't know when it's coming. It definitely got rated. So we do know it. If it's rated, that means somebody played through it enough to know what to give it. So at least we know it should be. Wouldn't that say it's finished if it got rated?
No, doesn't mean it's finished. It means it's at a point to be reviewed.
They had enough to review. Okay, so the question is, and I throw this at Keith, and y'all can answer this in the answer this in the comment section as well. Is Nintendo mismanaging Metroid Prime 4's reception for the Switch 2 and excitement? Are they not giving it enough coverage? Keith, the floor is yours. Comment section, have your way. K-Bum, get your thoughts ready. Go ahead, Keith.
Hey, y'all remember NFL quarterback club? All right, let me start.
Yep, trash.
We was. All right. No, I don't think Nintendo is mismanaging. I just think that people are excited and they want to know, which I cannot fault anybody for wanting to know information about Metroid Prime 4. I am one of the biggest Metroid, and I am anticipating this game, but I don't feel like they are. If we go back to that April Direct, April 2nd, when they showed the Direct, Metroid is the last game that I could think of from that Direct that doesn't have an official release date. So it's the last game. Kirby got a release date. All the games that they showed in the beginning, the Mario Kart, you got, I'm trying to think if I can remember it off the top of my head. Mario Party Jamboree, all the Switch 2 update games, all of these things are out. We're playing them. A lot of those third-party games, the Madden, they talked about Madden, they talked about WWE, all of these games were there. The only ones that we 7 Silk Song, which is coming out next week. What else did they talk about? They that Dust Bloods game, which I thought that they was gonna talk about in the partner showcase, which would have been dope, but they didn't. But the majority of those games are already, so they pretty much said these are the games that's coming out. And level, like you said, there's only 4 months left. There's a game that came out in July. I can't remember the date. I don't know if it's July 18th.
17th.
It was the 17th. It was the 17th of July. We saw the game once in the April Direct, and we didn't see it again until we got that Donkey Kong Direct. And that's in June. And in that second Direct, everybody was, well, I can't say everybody. I know I was hyped because I was like, yo, this is exactly what I would have wanted for the evolution of Nintendo platformers to be. Here we are. One Direct, we got the announcement. I don't know. A Bonanza Direct. Wow, that's amazing. I purchased the game. It's been the top seller on the eShop ever since. I think it's still in the top. I know it's been number 1 since it came out. The same can happen for Metroid. They showed us, matter of fact, they showed it twice. They showed us in March. They gave us information about Metroid Prime 4 in March. That's where we learned about her psychic abilities and all the other abilities she has. And then in April, we got the Treehouse, where they showed the beginning of the game and they showed you going through and you fighting the boss at the end. That's more information than we got of Donkey Kong. Right? Now, all we're waiting on is Nintendo to either give us a Direct, I was going to say Bonanza, excuse me, Metroid Prime 4 Direct, or give us an what do you call it? A general direct. A general direct with more information. They don't have to tell us every single month and every single thing about the game while it's happening for it to begin to get hype, information, and be the number one seller in the eShop because we just seen it happen. We just seen it. We got evidence of it happening. So
I don't know if
I
K-Ball
don't.
keep trying to convince me or convince himself. I don't know. You convincing me or yourself, sir? Go ahead. I'm listening.
What I'm saying is I get it. The atmosphere of Twitter and where's the information? When you get the information, your hype level is gonna go through the roof, and you're gonna go like, yes, finally, and you're gonna forget all those times that you were talking about. They fumbled. You're not even gonna think about it. And if Nintendo does fumble the bag with this game, I will come on here live and I will cut my hair.
No, you're not doing that.
I'm
No.
bald. I'm
You
bald,
already
sir.
bald. I know that's my point. K-Bum, do you want me to go first? This should be mine. I should follow up.
Go ahead. I definitely have something to say, but please.
I emphatically disagree with Keith here. Nintendo is mismanaging and mishandling Metroid Prime 4, in my opinion. Not because I disagree with anything Keith said. I don't want them to show us and to spoil the game. But I do want them to treat this like it's a major thing. It's a major game. Like if this was Odyssey, if this was Breath of the Wild, it would be you will be seeing, when you walk into Best Buy, when you walk into Walmart, you'll be seeing posters. You'll be seeing everything promoting this game, making this game feel important, like you cannot miss it. My problem is I feel like Nintendo has a absolute hit of a game on their hands, and they're treating it like it's not that important. Not that they're not going to wow us, the Nintendo fans, but I feel like this game has crossover appeal to a wider audience than what Nintendo is treating it like. To me, there's no reason why we shouldn't have saw this game or saw something about Prime at Games Fest, at Summer Games Fest, or at Gamescom. Like, this game deserves to be constantly being reminded this game is coming. It's on its way. Don't forget, Metro Prime is on its way. Maybe some new teasers here and there, just enough just to be a little teaser. It's coming. It's coming. Prepare. Get ready. It feels flat to me right now. It feels not as urgent, not as concerned. Like, to me, when you give us Kirby Air Riders, and that's coming in November, but you got this game that people are curious about that, to me, is more appealing than Kirby's Air Riders, and we still don't know nothing. And here you got 4 months to promote it. Yes, I know what you said about DK Bonanza, but remember, DK Bonanza, April, the system came out in June. Then Bonanza came out literally 3-4 weeks afterwards. So you just had bought the system and you got Bonanza a few weeks later. With Metro Prime, we seen it last year. We seen it at April, and it was the
March.
talk. We seen it last year. Then
We saw it in March this year.
Or March this year. Okay, March this year. Then we saw it in April on the Switch 2, and it was the talk of the Switch 2 outside of Cyberpunk. DK wasn't the talk. Metro Prime was the talk. Even more so than Mario Kart. And we haven't heard nothing since, bro. Here it is at the end of August, and we still haven't heard much. It was playable at Gamescom. the same demo, which I don't have no problem with that. But I just feel like the promoting of it, the hyping of it, that's what needs to be up. Not necessarily showing us more, just hyping it, making it feel like an event, like something you can't miss. And right now I don't feel that way. So for me, they are mishandling it. I think it can be a bigger game than what Nintendo may think it actually is. And that's my concern, that it's gonna be treated like all the other Metroids, a couple of mil, if that, and I feel like this game deserves to be hitting 10, 12, 13. If a Bethesda game can get them type of numbers, I think I think this game definitely deserves to be at least a 5 to 6 million plus seller in my book, and I'm scared it's not going to do that. They may surprise me. It may happen. People are so hungry for games with the Switch, especially first party. They may get it just because they there's nothing else there. But I don't know. But the game looks amazing to me. Like watching it here make me like, dang, this is what I want. This is the game. I should be knowing when it's coming after DK, and yeah, I feel like they're not doing enough to promote it. K-Bun, floor is yours. Comment section, let me know what y'all think as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to be quick on this, but it doesn't happen too often. But I disagree with Keith's take, because if you take Keith's take, well, that was difficult, to his logical end, there isn't a wrong way to showcase a game or hype a game. And I do believe there is a wrong and right way to hype a game. There is a way that you can mess up and like you didn't do your job on that one, your due diligence. Here's my issue with it. You keep telling me it's 2025, but why aren't you confident enough to give me a date? Why aren't you confident enough to give me a date? What's to me this says what's wrong with the game. When you keep telling me, no, it's coming out this year. No, yeah, it's coming out this year. Yeah. And pretty much every holiday game has already been announced and we know when it's coming. I don't even think there's a major holiday game that we don't know it's already coming by now. Or we don't really have a date. To me, this makes me feel, what's wrong with the game then? Are you not confident that it's coming out this year? Are there issues with it? Is it in development, having development issues? Like, it makes me wonder more than it hypes me up. And again, it doesn't happen often. I agree with Level, is that this should be marketed as a major event. Right, it should be marketed as this is the best thing since this is a Metroid Prime. This is
the best thing since Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom,
right? This should be your biggest game since Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep. This is one of those epic stories. I think this type of game you should market. You should market, not give more information. You should market too much than too less. It's like constantly seeing like the Last of Us trailer on TV, right? A game that I argue about being marketed too much was like Metal Gear Solid 3. That's a remake of a PS2 game. Like we get it, but this is something brand new, especially when you're going to get your new system. Especially your new system is hungry for games, and like we should be more confident, because I'm sorry, I don't have confidence that it's coming out this year, because it seems like you don't have confidence. And so no, I do question. I don't know if this is the wrong way, but I do question the way that they are marketing this game, that they're showcasing this game. To me, I have way more doubts than I have positives towards this game. That is going to make its release date. I think the fact that it's September, about to be September, and you still don't know, you still don't have a date, you don't have a roundabout date. It's just, I don't know. It's to me, it's Nintendo. It's Nintendo doing it Nintendo way, And I don't always think that's the right way. They love to do things their way, and I don't always agree with that approach.
And I add this on it. I'm watching this, man. This is their first party showpiece. This is clearly supposed to be the game that really shows off the Switch 2. This is going to be the first real show off for the Switch 2, and the fact that it's what it is. Like, that wasn't Bonanza. It's this game. Like, just looking at it, even though it has its origins on the Switch, this game looks better than any first-party title we have gotten from Nintendo. And it looks amazing. I mean, I know now, K-Bump, in comparison to, like, you know, PlayStation 5, something to get, yeah, no, it's not blowing away like Ratchet and Clank, no. But we don't even know that yet. It could have areas that may look just as good as some of that stuff. I don't know. But clearly this is the best year one or window, or the 2025. This is the best first party game y'all have. That's clear. Outside of DK, I think this looks better than DK to me, as far as what it's doing and what, I mean, there ain't really no compare. I can't compare the two, but visually and just what I'm looking at, this is your showpiece title. And so to me, from that standpoint alone, you're supposed to be treating this like a showpiece. Like, this is what you're here for. This is what you can, this is epic. This is big, it's major, it's large, it's a triple A, it's summer blockbuster. This is what this title feels like. But y'all treating it like it's the stepchild, like y'all, yeah, it's over there. It's like Cinderella. Why won't y'all let her come down? Like, why is Samus up there playing with the rodents? What's going on here?
I think we've got more hype for what was that game called? Peaches. The Peach game that came out. I think we've got more hype for that game than we have for this game.
I say we definitely got more hype for Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Was it Echoes of Wisdom?
Yeah, the last Echoes. Yeah, last Zelda.
That game got more. I think that game got more shine than they've given Metroid Prime 4. And I won't say Princess Peach,
but I think even in the videos you guys are talking about, like, I didn't even know a lot of those that they had showed, like the full first part of the game. Like, it wasn't known. It wasn't widely known that they had shown the first full part of the game until you guys kind of had to show me, because none of my channel that I saw was even talking about that. And so I don't think it's widespread, the information for this game and what it was actually showcasing. I don't know. Just from my perspective, that's how I feel.
When people left April, and I'm gonna give it to Keith, this was the game. Mario Kart World, Bonanza, none of them games was the games that was being discussed. The games that was being discussed was Metroid Prime 4 and Cyberpunk 2077. Bonanza got a little love. Mario Kart World got love, but people left blown away by this game, and Cyberpunk was the other game. And it's like they just went quiet on it. I don't get it. But go ahead, Keith, and then we can get out of here.
Whoever playing this game is trash. Are you ready to accept that Metroid is niche?
No, that's my point. I'm pushing back. I'm not. Go ahead.
But I think that's where we're having a conflict. Metroid has never been that heavy hitter for Nintendo. We've wanted it to be because of the content that it has, but it's never moved anything like that for Nintendo.
I agree.
The sale numbers say it's niche.
Yeah, I agree that the sales numbers do say it's niche, but we got examples of niche games that end up becoming growing beyond niche, like Pikmin. Pikmin was niche. Pikmin grew to be beyond niche. It became a bigger title. I think if Nintendo gave Metroid and Samus the right approach, like K-Bum is saying, if you treat me like I'm niche, I'm niche. If you treat me like you treat your major titles, I think this game would be major. Not maybe not past like, okay, I think we give Metroid Prime a bad shake because we don't consider all the factors of why the original Metroid didn't do as great. It was on the GameCube. The GameCube didn't do great at all as a system. Then you had the Wii, the waggle, lack of graphics, and Prime 3 was there. That it didn't do great. So that was the last Prime. Was on the Wii with waggle controls at launch, and then and people bought Wiis for Wii Sports. To me, this feels more like they returned to Prime GameCube, but you have the system the system has an appeal. People are excited about it. This game feel like you can sell this game. You can push this game bigger than any Prime before it, in my opinion. This feels different. Like Nintendo should be pushing this heavy. This game got legs if Nintendo would allow it. But you cutting its legs off. You cutting Metroid Prime off because you, like K-Bum said, and I'm thinking myself, you don't see it more than niche. And you treating it like that, but what I'm looking at is not niche at all. This game looks amazing. It looks like a system. It really looks like it's showing off the system better than anything we have gotten to this date. That's first party. Even now that I'm looking at it, even more so than Cyberpunk. This game is really looking amazing. And I'm like, dang, after seeing Cyberpunk up close, yeah, this looks more impressive. And yeah, man, you should be showing this game major love, especially when you don't have anything else to show love to. It's like, why not? You have, I could see if an Odyssey was out here and you giving all your attention to that game, okay, treat this like you treat it. You have nothing else. Why not put that marketing behind this game? And see what it does.
Right.
That's how
let me jump back in. Let me jump back in.
Done. I'm done after that. That's all I got to say.
Prime 1, I believe it was in the launch window.
It was
too far. It wasn't too far away from the GameCube launch.
It was.
Pikmin came at around that same time. Prime 2, I don't remember. I just remember playing it and beating. But Prime 3 was also a launch title or in the launch window of the Wii.
Right. It was in the summer.
Right.
It was in the summer of the Wii.
So these games have all attempted to take advantage of early buyer, and they failed every single. And when I say failed, I mean to typical Nintendo numbers. It's a niche title, and I hate to say that as a Metroid Prime fan, and I agree with you. The way this game looks, the amount of content that's in it, the complexity of the Metroid games, it just doesn't hit like that. I mean, you talked about this, and now I'm on the other side saying what you were saying, and now you try to sound like me.
I agreed that it doesn't sell. That's what I said. Metroid Prime doesn't sell, but
right.
Why? Why doesn't it sell? And that's what I'm thinking is because Nintendo does not treat it like it's a major thing. It's not just okay. Wait a minute. Well, let me say. Keith, to me, when I walk into Best Buys and Walmarts, I see Mario. I see Princess. I see Link. I see Smash Bros. I see Mario Kart. I don't see Samus. I see Donkey Kong. I don't see Samus. I don't see anything that pushes Samus. I see Pikmin. I don't see Samus. Nintendo does not promote Samus. And to me, Samus is the one character that they got that is different from every other title that they have. This is their one title that can appeal to a more hardcore audience that goes beyond and I would say it's a little bit beyond Zelda and what Zelda appeals to. I think this can be their adult title. I think we said this many times before. Samus can be their adult title. Samus can be that Halo. I mean, it can be all those type of games. Samus has all that type of appeal. So why is Halo, which borrows a lot from Samus, and other games that have the same aesthetic, selling 11 and 1,200 million copies and become this epic thing, and Nintendo have this game that started and inspired a lot of these entities? Because Halo 4, I think it was Halo 4 or Halo 3 on the 360. What was the Halo on 360?
I don't remember. Reach.
No, it wasn't Reach. It was 3. I think it was either 3. I think it was 3 or 4. One of the two. A lot of the developers from Retro made that game. It had a lot of Halo Metroid Prime look. A lot of that was there. That the one that changed. The visual Halo changed, a lot of stuff changed. I had to go back and pull all that stuff up. My point is, to me, is what K-Bum is saying. What I think me and K-Bum are saying the same thing, but I like how he put it. You have to treat the game and the character like they matter. And I can't, honestly, Keith, I can't say at no point has Metroid, especially the Prime series, been treated like a major deal to Nintendo.
It has. I think when Dread came out, there was advertising everywhere.
Yeah, Dread. They
do advertise Metroid. It's Metroid. It's the complexity of the backtracking. It's the stuff that a lot of people don't like. Comparing it to Halo, you talking about a game, straightforward shooter, and it has multiplayer. Metroid has none of that. It's not straightforward. It's a lot of backtracking. It's a lot of other stuff that people really don't want to get into.
But there's so many other games that do the exact same thing that sells crazy.
No, they don't do it at the level of Metroid. If you want to compare Hollow Knight, which is the highest selling Metroidvania game, followed by, they don't go as complex as Metroid. I played both of them. They do not. Hollow Knight is more of a action style Metroidvania style game. It's not the same.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Hold on, let me say it has more of a Souls appeal because of the depth of the combat.
Okay.
It's not the.
How many people know that?
What do you mean?
Okay, how many people does K-Bum know that? Does K-Bum know that Metroid Prime is a very a whole lot of backtracking and all that? Does K-Bum outside of being around us, would K-Bum know that?
I was joking to say he heard you say it.
No, I'm saying outside of us saying it, like would an average person know that?
I have no idea.
I don't think they would.
I would know it because I've watched people play Metroid.
Right. You're not an average person. You're not an average person. I'm just using you. Okay. Typically, like, okay, you never you not average.
I've sat there and watched people play. I've just never really dived into it myself.
Right. I'm saying the average casual gamer does, and especially with the Switch and what the Switch has done for Nintendo, the average consumer of the Switch does not know that about Metroid Prime. They will be finding it out, just like Kirby Air Riders. Nobody knows the controls of Kirby's. Nobody played it. So you pitch it, nobody's going to know that it doesn't control. That's why Sakurai had to spend so much time saying it does not control like Mario Kart at all, because nobody would know that it doesn't. So you will buy the game thinking it plays like Mario Kart. No one would know all that you know, Keith. No one would know that it got that much backtracking. No one would know.
There's 20 games of Metroid. What do you mean?
Listen, if it's niche, That means don't enough people follow it to know it. That is that. It's niche.
18.
So it don't matter if it got 20 million versions. If it's only selling to 1 million people, then that means most people are not following to know about it. So, and then you look at how long it's been away from people's eyes. This is the first Metro Prime since the Wii. So, again, you got almost 10, 11, 12 years. Dread was the first 2D in years. So,
Forgot about Prime Remaster.
well, Prime Remaster is setting up for 4. So that came out in a shadow drop, 2 years ago? But that's still a remake. My point is, that was shadow dropped in a Nintendo Direct. Everybody is not tuning into Nintendo Directs. That's why I say, if you put this game in places where the majority eyes will be, that would be Gamecom, that would be Game Awards, that would be summer show, the summer Games Fest. That's not Nintendo Direct. Nintendo Direct caters to very informed Nintendo people.
So are you saying Nintendo Directs are not good now? Because I could have sworn
I'm saying that Nintendo Direct is not the best for every one of your titles. If you want them to expand and reach a broader audience, not every title should be relegated to just a Nintendo Direct. That's what I've been saying that. You don't have to sell Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World is going to sell itself. Nintendo Direct, no Nintendo Direct. Zelda is going to sell itself, especially after Breath of the Wild. Mario Odyssey is going to sell itself. Smash Bros is going to sell itself because those are big titles. These type of games need more placement in more places for more eyes to see it. Then your casual, then your hardcore Nintendo fans who, out of that group, you're going to have a niche that supports Mario, that supports Metroid. But you may find a whole new audience. They need the Blue Ocean strategy Metroid. You might find a whole nother audience that may love this game that's not Nintendo based. But you never give this game that type of market. You don't see this game outside of Nintendo circles.
I don't agree. I've seen plenty of advertisement and commercials from Prime 1 all the way to. They've done a lot of advertising on this. I
guess we just was on two different spaces. I don't remember Prime. I don't.
What?
I remember
the commercials vividly.
The game that I remember getting promoted more. It was the Star Wars game for GameCube. The Star Wars game got the most coverage. Not Prime. Prime was covered by hardcore fans. IGN talked about Prime. I'll give you that. And they talked about how good it was. But when you got to promotion, it was Star Wars. What was that? Star Wars. What was that game for? It was that Star Wars game in Luigi's Mansion. Them was the games that was getting all, not Metro Prime. Prime was graphical, but it didn't. The games that I remember getting major play for the GameCube was that Star Wars game and Luigi's Mansion. Prime didn't get.
So you don't remember this commercial?
I'm not saying it didn't have a commercial, Keith. That's not my argument. You said who got the most play.
I didn't. I said it got advertised. It was advertised.
I mean, we got a picture of Metro Prime in a subway station. Nintendo is not treating it like, okay, we just don't disagree. We just gonna disagree here, man. Ain't no point in me.
I understand that you want it to be bigger, but it's been 18 games. It's been 18 games. When are the people going to come?
This was, okay, yes. Do I remember this? This was not the game. Yes, man, I remember this. I remember this commercial
too. That was a good commercial.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But the GameCube, but again, the GameCube was a problem system. To me, I factor in
At that time, how? That was 2002.
because of the small cartridge, the weird
It hadn't
controller.
failed yet.
Oh my, bro,
The GameCube hadn't failed at that point.
but
We didn't even know.
No, it didn't fail, but a lot of the conversation around the GameCube was this joke of a box. They were saying all that stuff, and it led to it failing because people didn't like the small disc and the weird controller. That was being said before the GameCube came out, and it ended up failing, just like the gamepad was an issue, and the Wii U ended up failing. Some things it was already you could kind of see where it was about to go. Just like the 64. When I think the 64 was a shock, but we knew staying with cartridges was an issue. That was known. This is an issue. I didn't think the GameCube was going to beat the PlayStation. That was my thoughts back then. I thought the Xbox was going to kill it. It didn't kill it because Xbox didn't do good itself either. PlayStation mollywop both of them, but I thought that's when I worked at Blockbuster. I used to read. I don't know. I didn't see a lot of Metroid, man. I never have. But it's almost 3 hours. I ain't gonna hold it. It don't have to be niche. I think it can be bigger than niche. That's just my position. I
would love for it not to be niche. I would love for it to be bigger too. But the reality is the fans have not responded.
Then go Blue Ocean. Do what you did with the Wii. Go to a base that is not your fans. Go outside your fans. See if another market might want it.
Why?
Why not? Okay, then why did they do it with the Wii? What was the point of going Blue Ocean with the Wii?
They went with the whole system, not just one game. You talking about one game?
I'm saying why if you're gonna spend this much time developing this game, and you know your market, none of your core fan base buys the game, but you keep bringing it back, why not see? Is there another market out there for the game?
Well, I would like to know why Nintendo is okay with the sales, and they keep making them.
I think they make them. I don't, because we don't get many of them, Keith. I mean, what since 3? How many Metroids have we got?
Since 3?
Yeah. We got Dread and the remaster of the original.
No, you got a 3DS.
3DS. Then we got the 3DS, which they screwed that up.
How? What they screw up?
The models, the way it looked.
Oh, come on, man! What are we talking
Man,
about now?
I see now. You a Metro fan. I can't have this conversation with Keith. I can't have this conversation. I gotta have this conversation with people who are not diehard Metroid fans. This is diehard Metro fandom you talking from.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Saying
you are.
That's just how the game look.
No,
you
bro.
About
I remember when
Force.
people. Yeah, Federation Force had a lot of people upset.
Federation Force.
Federation Force insulted a lot of people, but then when they played the game, they enjoyed it. But they did not start off liking it.
I was thinking about Samus Return. I apologize.
Okay. You got Samus Return and you had Other M, which was another.
So since 3,
miss.
You had Trilogy. Other M was a good story. That gameplay was trash though.
Okay, I said the game. I talked about the game. The story was great.
So you had the Trilogy, which didn't sell more, which was crazy. You had 3 Prime games on one disc and it didn't. It's crazy. You had Other M, Federation Force, Samus Return, Dread, Prime Remaster, and now 4 coming out this year. Other M was the one that probably held up all the progress. Because could it be this? Let me add this factor in. Could it be that at the time Nintendo was considered a kiddie system and a lot of kids were the market, and this game doesn't really appeal to kids? I mean, it could be. I don't know how you affected it, but it could be. I wouldn't rule it out.
is the Switch 2 is treated like a kiddie system, or Switch 2 treated like an adult system, or a young adult to adult system? How has they marketed the Switch?
You mean like what are the commercials geared toward?
Yes.
Family.
I would say the Wii U was geared towards family. I would say the Switch was geared toward commuter. Adult commuter, play wherever. It was if you go back and look at the original Switch commercial, it was geared towards young adults who commute and are on the go. It wasn't really family orientated. That was the Wii U commercial. That was family. Kids sitting with mom in the squares. Switch commercial was geared towards on the go adults, college students, commuters, on the train, in your apartment with your dog. The young girl playing in her apartment looks across. They having a party on the other side. She takes the Switch over there to the adult party. They at the basketball game. They playing basketball and standing at the table playing NBA. It was the whole marketing for the Switch was to on-the-go adults.
That was one commercial.
But that was the vibe of the success of the Switch. I'm saying you need to give Metroid that same focus, that same strategy. And I think you may find success where you haven't found it. You cannot keep treating it the same way, marketing it the same way, and you get the same results. Then it means you might need to do something different with the game. You might need to market it different. You might need to go to different places, put it in front of different eyes that may appeal to. That's all I'm saying. That's what I mean by blue ocean. So the Switch was blue ocean. They changed up how they marketed. They changed up everything from what it used to be. But anyway, we won't see eye to eye on this. K-Bum, any final thoughts? This is how we go ahead into the chat. So, K-Bum, any thoughts? You probably sleep.
Nah, man, tell them to shut up.
But anyway, what time is it? Okay, I got to get off here. We got to get off here. We went 3. That Metro Prime, I should have got that in earlier. I just want to see this game get the respect it deserves. Yes, even with the backtracking, even all that. I played too many games that do all that stuff as well. Matter of fact, that's what made me mad with Ragnarok. Ragnarok had a lot of backtracking. Where you had to go back to these places. I was like, doggone it, I got to go back over here again and go get this and go back. So I don't think Metroid does it any more now than any other game does it, where you see things you can't get now that you got to go back to get. DK Bonanza got it in there. I just chose not to go back to get it. Yeah, I think Nintendo has a hit on their hand if they would put the mind to make it, to give it the marketing it needs. And I know you saying it. I think there's a bigger market out here for this game. That's all I'm saying. I think it is a bigger market here. And shoot, let me promote it. I guarantee you we get it up to at least 7, 8. Guaranteed. This game to me appealed to a lot of people. It's how you promote a thing, man. I think it's how you promote a thing. I can't count back in the day because Nintendo had that kitty image. I think now, this game is to me, this will be the game to push now. Where you at now and the audience you have now. Like Nia said, Nintendo's audience is not the old audience. And
There's only one thing that would help this game, and that's multiplayer. That's the only thing that would help this game.
Ye of little faith. That's what I'm.
That's the only thing that's gonna help this game is multiplayer.
Ye of little faith. Little faith, man. I think the game is good enough on its own. I mean, multiplayer wouldn't hurt it, but I think it could sell more than 1.5 million. That's all I'm saying is this game should easily sell more.
You said, hold on. I know we finna get off here. I know you gotta go. You said Blue Ocean. Put Metroid in place that it haven't been before. Multiplayer. Have a bunch of folks out there being bound. Not the Federation.
I mean,
They shouldn't have did that.
Yeah, you could do that too, but you could just put this game in front of. You could just put this game in front of gamers who don't typically check for Nintendo stuff. Like, I don't want to name game, but some of the communities that we see on here that don't they know about the game, but
I also say they already know this.
Yeah, but they base don't know. I'm talking about who they cater to don't follow these games. They may know because they YouTube content creators, but they base don't follow these games. There ain't nobody checking for this game.
They can stay where they at. They ain't been here.
No, man. No, we can do better than that, man.
Chasing them.
I got more. You the Metroid fan. I got more hope and more desire for the game. Like
I don't need hope. I'm living in reality. This game, this series been here. They should have been over here playing. Yeah. Where they been at. And I've been here.
Who was supposed to draw you over?
Been here.
Who was supposed to draw
you? I'm not going over there.
No, that's not you. You're not Nintendo. That's
exactly.
Nintendo.
That's why I ain't having that conversation. Ain't
I'm
my
saying
stuff.
Nintendo.
Pay me Nintendo, and I'll help you.
No, I'm saying I ain't saying we supposed to do. I'm saying Nintendo is supposed to do their R&A, and they supposed to do their research to find out how to best market this game and who they need to market it to. They figured it out with the Switch. Hey, we got to stop lining our system with kids. If we, 150 million later, oh, okay, we gonna put 120. We gonna do all the cable. Like I ain't think they're gonna do all that. And you got a game that's utilizing this. This is 4K, 120 frames per second. Oh, but you still treating it like it's neat. Okay, keep doing that. You figure it out when you'll figure it out fine. They'll figure it out. They gonna finally figure it out. Maybe it's time to get this thing another different type of marketing. But anyway. Let's go. Thank you for tuning in on tonight. We went longer than we went a long time. As you can see, we both on Metro Prime for it to be successful. Some more than others, but I'm not going to hold on. K-Bum, go ahead and sign out, bro.
This is K-Bomb 20 from the background, signing off. I've been sitting back enjoying the conversation like the rest of y'all in the YouTube universe. But no, I enjoyed it, had fun. Look forward to the next time. Next time we meet, look enjoy to have some more conversation and have some more fun with the homies. So yeah. Let's do this.
K-Bum, how does it feel to be able to sit back and just listen to banter back and forth?
I got my Keith on. I'm good.
Yeah, how did you trade places with Keith? How did this happen?
I got busy. That's what happened.
Go ahead, Keith. Floor is yours, bro.
Yes, sir. Great conversation. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm going to do. How I was right now. I have no idea. But Metroid, yes, he's right. But I also see that it's been here. Where they at though? You know what I'm saying? Like he said, there's other games in the same genre that's doing great. And some of them are indie games. Yeah. Matter of fact, wait. No, Ori's not an indie game. Anyways, K-Bum beat one. Was it last year or this year? With Prince of Persia. So
oh yeah.
The genre is there. They don't want this one, and I have accepted it. Mm-hmm. So with that, I am going to enjoy my off. You guys have a safe weekend, and we'll be back with more information and stuff and all the good stuff. Hopefully, they might drop a Nintendo Direct next week, and they might talk about Metroid. Who knows? But until then, see y'all later.
Alrighty. That was Mr. Norris. I'm going to say this. I think they should do what Marvel did. See, before the Avengers, nobody really followed Iron Man and none of those characters, but They took those obscure characters, gave them shine, and now they are extremely popular characters. Nintendo, do what Marvel did. Let Samus be your Iron Man. And watch the sales come. Hey, it's a great game. Probably one of your best games. Maybe even more than some of your bigger games. Treat it like that, sir. This is the Live and Level Gamers Podcast, signing out. Till next time. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Labor Day. Don't work too hard. I'm going fishing. And we'll be back. Till then, deuces. Peace.
We got smash, bro.